payback time.
Yeah.
Stick around.
Knock, knock. I'm a goddamn Chinaman.
Drop the six of us in a meat grinder.
This one's been a long time coming. Predator, finally, on Just Great Movies.
You one ugly motherfucker.
Get ready. Me and the panel are going to have an absolute belter with this one.
What the? God.
Ha! It's The Predator, 1987. What an absolute belter of a movie. On the panel tonight, the oldest gamer. Thank you for joining us, my friend.
Good evening, Trev. Thanks for having me.
As always, Emperor Jay Goodwin, thank you for joining us tonight.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. I look forward to the runt predator and the very talkative android. That's what we're watching tonight, right?
Exactly. And with us is Matt from Going to the Pictures.
Hello, gentlemen.
And we're not going to mention anything about any verses outside. None of that tonight. We're all here to talk about one of the best films of the 1980s, Predator. What a flick. I love this film. It's an absolute belter. Just out of curiosity, anybody actually see this at the cinema when it was released back in the 80s?
I did. Yep.
No.
You lucky bastard.
Opening weekend.
Yeah, it was impressive. I don't think I saw it opening weekend. I think it was like a couple of weeks afterwards because I had a buddy that was in Washington State. He was working there in the summer and he called me and he was like, "Have you seen Predator?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he's like, "You need to see this." And he was right. I definitely needed to see that.
We're not talking Jimmy Savile or any of them other types either. Hello to everybody in the chat. And I'm kind of jealous that you guys got to see this in the cinema. I had to wait till it came out on VHS, but it was still good. Great film. Budget was $18 million, and it made $98.3 million back at the box office. Written by Jim Thomas and John Thomas, directed by John McTiernan. Did a fantastic, great job of this. And I've got to admit, Alan Silvestri did some of his finest work in the soundtrack department, because that is one of the most memorable soundtracks of the 80s. That and James Horner's Alien score. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think Silvestri, you pick up on some of his other scores similar themes. Like I think it's in Commando that there's some little bits of it that you're like, okay, I see where you're going to end up using that in certain soundtracks and all that. Same thing with Horner, where you would get little things that showed up, but Predator on its own, I mean, it was very unique for what it was, and it really kind of set you into the moment. I mean, it wasn't it's bombastic, but it's not the over the top stuff that we got in a lot of movies. And then
some of the cues, though, don't you think, are very reminiscent of Back to the Future in places?
Yeah. And
obviously the same guy.
He also hides like some of the Predator sounds with musical cues that are very similar. And so it kind of disorients you a bit at times when you're watching the movie.
Now, was he part of Commando, or was it the Delta Force?
Who?
Alan Silvestri.
No, Alan. The soundtrack for Commando was done by James Horner.
Horner, right? Horner does
okay.
it. Yeah, that's right.
You got that down. I love that. That is one. We're doing Commando in January, bizarrely enough, and I'm looking forward to doing that. Because that's the quintessential 80s cheese. Whereas
it's a cartoon.
It is, but this is the epitome of the 80s action movie. It's just great, and I love it. Let's crack on with some slides, shall we? Starting off, we get this picture of this spaceship just cruising past Earth ever so nonchalantly, and then it fires off this little pod, which enters the atmosphere, of course. Which leads up to a bunch of helicopters landing on a beachfront, which is really interesting because, you've got this, well, why are they here? And bizarrely enough, this shares a connection with Commando. Does anybody know what that might be?
Were they shot on the same island?
No. Well, the location is the same name, Valverde.
Oh, Valverde.
Okay.
So you've got Valverde in Commando, which was a little banana republic. And then you've got Central America, Valverde, obviously the same place. But so Predator and Commando are in the same universe. So Dutch and Matrix are completely independent of each other, but exist within the same universe.
Oh, is that funny?
And Die Hard as well, isn't it? Isn't Valverde in Die Hard?
I don't know.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure someone told me there was a Valverde was in. I think it was Sean that told me about it.
Might be Die Hard 2. Because you've got that team of commandos, haven't you? What go to do that airport job, and it turns out they're all bent apart from one guy, the radio operator.
Yeah, because they're trying to rescue that dictator that they have under arrest. And so, yeah, maybe I'd have to look that up.
I thought that was a potato with a cock.
It's Die Hard 2. It's Die Hard 2.
There we go. So that's 3 films then. But I love this bit. These guys come off of this Huey helicopter, and just look at Sonny Landham there. He's in a leisure suit, or leisure suit, as you Americans like to call them. We call them track suits. But you've got Jesse Ventura there as Blaine, and he's a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus, I think.
Well, it's true, and I love the mix of him chewing Red Man tobacco while wearing a well-worn MTV T-shirt. It's quite the dichotomy.
Anybody ever sampled chewing tobacco back in the day?
Yeah,
no.
Oh, I used to love that. My dad worked down a coal mine, and he used to have a thing. Chewing tobacco here wasn't like what you get in the States. It was like a big, thick stick. It was called black pigtail. And my dad used to bring some back in his work bag every couple of months or so when he'd bring it home. And there'd all be pieces of it knocking about. And me and my mates used to pinch it, and we'd be like, chewing this shit. And it was absolutely disgusting, but we thought we were so cool.
Yeah, and you realize you've never salivated so much in your life. But,
I got a nice hillbilly smile for a few days anyway. That was quite interesting. And my mum says, what's wrong with your teeth? And I went, you're going to pray for me. Oh dear. And anyway, Dutch is left behind on the helicopter. First thing he does when they land, he sparks up. Looks like he's wearing a sailor's hat there, but it's actually a baseball cap. But he's trying to be the quintessential cool guy there, isn't he?
He's pulling it off.
Yeah, and they all offload, and the helicopter's on a beach. How decadent's that? Is this just like
I was gonna say the opening scene is very 80ish. Everything that was happening in the United States at the time with El Salvador, Nicaragua, and Grenada, the whole chopper scene of them coming in, at least I was immediately drawn back to that period of the 1980s, and just them landing on the beach. I mean, they are in Central America, but not Nicaragua. They're actually in Mexico, but you get the sense of location that they are where they say they are.
Do you get that feeling of Oliver North?
Yeah, that'll be a little bit. Well, I think it might have been the same year, 87. But the startup of this movie is very much like a lot of 80s action movies.
Yep.
And so again, they're setting an expectation that they're very much going to subvert. But yeah, like this is still old enough when you see Jeeps and go, yeah, that's the military, not Humvees. The Hueys coming in and all that, but Central America, where we were playing quite a bit, and then we're going to bring in the biggest, baddest team. This is definitely going to be like Commando. Is it?
This is Alan Dutch Schaefer. Now, a lot of people go, oh, he's got a name, has he? Yeah, he has. He's also got a brother as well in the Dark Horse comic book series. His brother's a cop. And he takes on the Predators too in his own version of the story. So you've got Arnold Schwarzenegger as Alan Dutch Schaefer. We've got Carl Weathers. Yeah, Apollo Creed as Al Dillon. Dillon, you son of a bitch. I've got that somewhere.
Dillon, you son of a bitch.
Gotta love it.
So you cooked up a story and dropped the 6 of us in a meat grinder.
No, I haven't.
The CIA got you pushing too many pencils?
No.
What is this fucking tie business? Oh, come on, forget about my tie.
That's a bugger, isn't it, when you can't remember which button you put stuff on. Z3PO's finally joined us. Welcome to the fray, sir.
Hello.
Hello there. Nice of you to join us.
Yes, hello.
Were you having a bit of difficulty via X by any chance?
I was having a lot of difficulty via X. Nothing seems to be loading.
Well, apparently, Gamer says F5 is your friend in this situation.
Oh, fair enough.
We
Well,
got you there in the end.
Got there in the end.
Yes.
This is General Homer Phillips. Of all the names you could have had, played by actor R.G. Armstrong. Homer. So anyway, it looks like that there's a chopper gone down. They brought Dutch and his team in because they're a rescue team, not assassins. So General Phillips is explaining the mission to Dutch, and then some damn fool recommended you. And then you get your
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
and they have like a bit of an arm wrestle, an open air arm wrestle. This is the height of macho bullshit from the 1980s, isn't it? I'm
Glorious.
reminded of a line from Commando. These guys eat too much red meat.
Radon Chong, oh Lord. Yeah, this if your testosterone levels are a bit low, just watch this scene for a bit. They should pop back up for you.
Yeah, 10 steaks and 15 steroids before dawn.
That's right. That's right.
So Dylan is a former. I don't know what he is. I think the story background is he was a former Green Beret, and he knew Dutch through the service, and then he later got recruited into the CIA. So he kind of knows the story of Dutch and his team, and all these high-profile military types do. They're, like they say, they're a rescue team, not assassins. But it turns out there might be a bit of duality in that. Hello to everybody in the chat, by the way. Gavin Blackburn's in there. Wirren Obly, who was the first one in the chat yesterday, in fact, if I remember right. Franco Walker, Destron, Not Brian's in there as well. And I will get around to everybody else too. MC, hello, you. Says, I saw Predator at the cinema. You lucky bugger. A load of us skived off college to see it, and it was amazing. The Predator unveiling was incredible. In fact, this was pretty, well kept under wraps for a while, wasn't it? In not just the production side of things, but in the film itself, they paced it well enough and long enough to sort of keep it out, and then you only saw the eyes, if you know what I mean.
What is this fucking tie business? Oh, come on, forget about my tie.
Sorry, I had to press that button.
Yeah, you see the hand when it picks up the scorpion. You know, I think this is one of two 80s films that the opening, I'm sure, was done because the studio wanted it to, and it annoys me. And they both make the same mistake. It and The Thing reveal that this is going to be an alien too soon.
Well, there is a reason behind that, because there was a lot of severe reshoots because the studio didn't like the way the Predator was going.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if anybody actually saw the original Predator. That was it.
Yeah, the Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Funny you should mention that. There's Jean-Claude Van Damme in what looks like a painter's suit with Dylan and half of his arm missing. But this is what the original Predator did look like. And that's what you were getting. And then they turned around and said, that looks absolute shite.
Yeah,
and I agree with the studio execs, because that does look absolute shit.
Yeah, well, Jean-Claude Van Damme in there.
Yeah. There we go. There he is.
The benefit is that they had some problems both with weather and then also everybody getting sick on set. So they
apart
had to take
from
a
Arnie.
break. Yeah,
they all left at Arnie because he brought all his own food, he brought all his own water, and they're all going, look at you dopey twat. He was the only one that wasn't constantly strapped to a shitter.
But that break allowed McTiernan to kind of step back and reconsider. You know, they looked at what the film they had and what was going on. It kind of shifted directions and happened to be on a flight with Cameron, I think it was, who suggested the change in the alien to talk about mandibles. That those are always bizarre.
And he recommended Stan Winston to him as well.
Yep.
And that's when he took over the effects, the creature effects anyway. But if you notice on that picture there, they'd already done most of the shoots of the jungle scenes with the Predator and whatnot. So that's why they kept the eyes. Because if you look at those eyes there and the eyes of the actual Predator itself, those eyes are considerably bigger than what the Predators had, and they didn't light up. But this creature's did when it was excited.
Yeah.
So they kind of left those shots in because they got no other choice. They were absolutely screwed.
It's amazing how such, a basic change in the antagonist makes all the difference. I think if they went with the cricket monster, it would have been strictly B-list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to love the Predator aesthetic, though. He does look amazing.
Well,
he does in the actual final version that we all got to see. But like you say, if it had been the Jean-Claude Van Damme version instead of the Kevin Peter Hall, he's actually in the film. He's that chopper pilot at the end.
Yep.
The black guy.
Yep.
That's the guy in the Predator suit. They gave him a cameo as a bit of a reward.
Yeah, and I think the other thing, Kevin Peter Hall, he's tall as hell, but also he's athletic, but also very agile, and
he's also very dead now.
Well, yeah, sadly, but he gives the Predator a certain movement and grace that also makes it menacing.
He's got that stature. He did bring that level of stature to the creature, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because he was a towering guy, 7 foot something.
Yeah, I think it was 7'1".
Absolutely massive. Franco says the original would have made this film a laughing stock. I quite agree with that.
Yeah.
It would have looked absolute shite.
I think it still might have looked better than the most recent Predator that they put in a movie.
Oh,
Dex, the special needs Predator. Yeah.
Don't start me with that, because that Predator Badlands. It's absolute shit.
Mm-hmm.
One ugly motherfucker.
So, Wayland Yutani Synthetics all speak Yorkshire. I thought it was Yorkshire, but it's now Youcher, which sounds more like fucking Woucher, which made me laugh. It's just so stupid.
Well, not only that, but their definition of a universal translator just broke everything, because when she speaks, everybody hears their own language somehow.
It's like Babelfish, isn't it? All of a sudden.
Well, except the Babelfish only affects the person that sticks the fish in their ear. Then they can hear everything. No. She speaks and everybody hears their own language.
It's
at the same time.
Yeah,
well,
it's a bit like the TARDIS translation matrix.
Yeah. But it's clearly we're lazy and we're a bit shit as writers. And so we wanted to have the Yacho still talk that way, but have her speak English so the audience could understand.
Oh, it's so depressing how dumbed down movies are these days.
Well, they have to make them stupid, don't they? Because it has to fit the audience now. The audience isn't intelligent enough to follow a decent storyline at all.
I don't think that's the problem. I think the reason they have to make them dumbed down is because the people making them are dumb.
Yeah, they're not capable of writing science fiction.
I think it's a combination of things which don't add up well for people of our generation,
or anyone with a room temperature IQ or higher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well, does it?
No.
There's some great supporting characters in this film, but we'll get around to that. So Dutch is briefed on the mission, and then his team goes in, and there's some great scenes in here. Because it's all very authentic. I mean, if you go back, look them. Are they Huey 204? They're not Huey 204s, are they? But the
UH1.
Yeah. Those are UH1s.
Yep.
So, yeah, all authentic. And you've got to love this guy. Let me see if I can find the right button.
I ain't got time to bleed.
No.
Bunch of slack-jawed faggots around here. This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Just like me.
Yeah, strap this on your sore-ass plane.
I love that scene.
Yes.
You got to say that this is one of the most homoerotic movies you've ever watched.
Well, the irony is, Blaine's actually gay.
What?
That's why Poncho says, strap this to your sore ass, Blaine.
It could be, yeah.
That
recontextualizes Mac's relationship with him quite a bit.
Yeah, because there's a bromance there for definite.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
Sorry, I'm gonna continue to get on people's tits with that. Oh, massive thank you to Franco Walker, who's given us a pot knacker. Have a pot knacker, Trev. Thank you ever so much, Franco. I really appreciate that. If you want to chuck us a pot knacker, we could do with it. In fact, if you're feeling generous, go over to patreon.com/Trev Retro. The channel could do with all the help it can get at the moment. But interesting bit here, but this is Poncho. He's actually he's down as a Native American, but he's not. He's Mexican in this, but he's played by a Native American, whereas Sonny Landham's not even a Native American apparently, but plays a Native American. How bizarre is that?
Well, he's played a Native American in a couple of movies because he's in 48 Hours as well and plays.
Are you on about Sonny Landham or are you talking about
Sonny
Richard
Landham.
Chavez? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sonny Landham, wasn't he actually rumored to be a porn star?
Oh, really?
I don't know. He tried to be a politician. There's very little difference between the two. So
Yeah, apparently he'd gone Looney Tunes. During the production of this film, bizarrely enough, he had 7 bodyguards. That wasn't to keep him safe. It was to keep everybody else safe.
Yeah.
Because apparently he kept losing his shit, big style.
Oh dear.
He had mantrams of epic proportions. He smashed 3 rooms up. He was constantly moved around in rooms.
he had a serious alcohol and drug problem.
Well, I am not surprised. But this is Poncho, played by Richard Chavez, who was in that really crappy War of the Worlds reboot, if anybody remembers that.
Yep, Colonel Iron Horse.
Yeah.
That's how,
So-
when I watched this and that show came out, I thought, wow, this will be a great show. And like you say, 2 years, and it wasn't that good.
It wasn't that good, was it, to be fair?
No.
It was a stretch.
It tried to be good. I mean, I watched it all hoping it was going to get better, and it just never did.
It was trying to be Dark Skies in places, and it just couldn't quite pull it off, could it?
No.
But anyway, I like this bit because Poncho chucks something at the newbie. And this is Rick Hawkins, played by Shane Black, who he's still attached to the Predator IP, isn't he? Because he did, what was it called?
The Predator.
The Predator, that's it. Yeah, I get confused.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he wrote that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it is. Fucking awful.
Didn't he originally come onto the film as a script consultant?
Yeah, he
He
was a script
did.
doctor.
Yeah. He came in to go through all the treatments and advise on where to go next. And the Hollywood suits kind of rewarded him by giving him a part. He could write his own part into the film, which he did.
Yeah, all of
But
the
that-
jokes that he tells in this movie, he wrote.
Yeah, you can fucking tell as well. They're not even dad jokes, are they? Not even that good.
I don't know. Geez, you got a big pussy is still one of my favorites.
It is. See, because
Hey.
the echo.
What would you sooner have? Would you sooner have, geez, you've got a big pussy? Or would you sooner have wet as an otter's pocket?
Depends
Because
on the otter.
look who's in the chat. Smilex. How ironic Goodwin is on a stream about predators.
No, this is a man who specializes in otter legging. So stop that. Stop that.
Take a seat, he says. Oh, don't worry, we've got one.
You mentioned wet otter pockets and Smilex appears.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
yes. He's moist. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. He's always moist.
That's right.
So anyway, Poncho chucks something at Hawkins and he catches it and they give each other a bit of a nod because these guys are like super soldiers. But this is the part where Dylan explains to Dutch that there's no backup. And then I like this. Here's a bit of an irony. You've got a heat vision camera on a helicopter. And that really becomes a focal point of the film a little bit later on. And this is another one of the good bits because Hawkins continually tries to make Billy laugh and he can't do it. He tells Billy jokes and he just looks at him like he's thick as fuck.
Yeah. I love the when it doesn't let it because it's as big as the house. He just goes back to reading his paper.
Sergeant Rock.
Yeah, he just like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna I'll be over here in the corner.
Yeah.
And Billy just keeps putting his camo on. Billy Sowell, played by Sonny Landham. That laugh is just, it's worth its weight in gold, isn't it? That one.
Absolutely.
So the kid, look, Hawkins he just wants to make Billy laugh. He just can't do it. Like you say, he just goes back to reading his comic book.
Me too. Mine's as big as I could see because it's as big as the
House,
house.
yeah.
You know, he didn't want to wear those big old glasses. He wanted to wear the military issue ones. but they wanted him to look as geeky as possible.
Well, I think they pulled that off and they got some success there. Oh, what's this? Smilex says, men putting on makeup. Does it get more macho? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're a sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, get that stinking shit out of my face. That's a great line from Poncho. And then we get the old slack jaw faggots line. And then Poncho's, strap this on, you sore ass Blaine. And Billy laughs it. Oh, gotta love it. Poncho wasn't even trying, but he can make Billy laugh. In fact, he gets Billy laughing quite a lot of times during this film.
Yeah, they have a pretty good relationship because there's even the what's going on. I'm scared. Hell, you ain't scared of no man.
Oh shit, Billy, you ain't afraid of no man.
Yeah.
I'm scared, Poncho. I think that is
Something
just
out
a fucking
there.
class line.
You're all gonna die.
Yeah. And Blaine, with his chewing tobacco, spits across Dylan's boots. And he's like, come here, you got a real nasty habit there.
It's a real nasty habit you got there.
Jesse Ventura kind of looks like he's got that smug Cena look about him, hasn't he, there?
Yeah, except a lot more testosterone. One thing about all of this, though, is that it's very much in line with, like, men where you have somebody new introduced to a group. We're going to test you. Right? We're going to see if you can hang or not, push you a bit. And so Ventura's spitting on his boot and he's like, go ahead. I'm going to see if you're actually going to like lose it or try and pull rank or something like that. And Dylan kind of earns a modicum of respect by just going, it's a real nasty habit you got there.
Well, it's all that fucking Thai business, I think.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah. But Jesse Ventura was the only a member of the cast who'd actually served within the military.
Mm-hmm.
Or there has been some doubt put on the credibility of Jesse Ventura because didn't he have a bit of a controversy because he kept claiming he was a Navy SEAL and one or two Navy SEALs had called him out and said he was full of shit?
Yeah, so he claimed he was a frogman in Vietnam, which the SEALs kind of recognize the frogmen as their predecessors, so they're kind of included. But there's some doubts about whether he was an actual Navy frogman or not.
Mm. Well, he's an actor.
That's true.
I think I'd sooner have Blaine than Captain Freedom.
I think so.
Yeah. Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering? Then watch the new Running Man movie.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no.
We'll move swiftly on. So anyway, Dutch gets a call on his headset and they're nearly at the coordinates. And then they crack all these doors open. And Dylan says, I forgot how much I missed this. And Dutch is like, you really wasn't that smart.
You never were that smart.
Yeah. Oh, dear. There's some great lines. And to say this is Mexico, you'd think this was like Guatemala, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, that's a great job.
The location, whoever did the location finding did a real good job. So these guys drop into the jungle. And I like this. The first bit of the film is nice and steady. And then you've got this sort of lead in up to this bit. And then I don't know why. It's almost like Dylan knew this chopper would be here in this state.
Yeah,
and
I can imagine.
He's getting them riled up. He's getting these guys in a situation where they think Americans have been treated rather unfairly and they're going to kick somebody's ass about it.
We got to save him. We got to save him.
Yeah. So they find this chopper and what's his name? Poncho. He goes up in there. And they quickly discover there's something going off. There's something very amiss. A lot of army issue boots and all that malarkey. But Billy, being the jungle man that he is, Native American, he knows how to get a drink in the jungle. Would you drink out of some skanky fucking twig?
Yeah, if I was in the special forces, absolutely, because that's probably the only fresh water you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and probably fucking parasites. You probably shit a tapeworm out as long as your arm.
No, that would probably be okay. It's when you get the water that's in the stream, and if you don't have the tablets, that's when you're going to get the parasite.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't do him any favors because they all got the shits apart from Arnie.
Well, that's true.
I bet they all wanted his fucking clean water and all his clean food then, didn't they?
Yes.
Fuck you. Maybe you
Get
need
to
to
the
step up the
toilet.
building. Fucking hell. They all got the shits. They all laughed at Arnie. Oh, look at you, you pretentious twat with your Evian and your fancy sparkling water and your Perrier. Yeah. You just remind him about that when you sat shitting through the eye of a needle at 3:30 in the morning, begging.
Shit
They
in
all
blood.
sound like Arnie from Total Recall sitting on the toilet. Yow! Ah!
Have you seen that? Have you seen that video meme? The alphabet according to Arnie. A is for. I fucking love that. Oh man, it's so good. So anyway, Billy gets sort of sidetracked, and he gets, notices something's off, and then you get this bit here. All these soldiers, they've all been skinned. Do you know what makes me think this is a bit out of whack for the storyline?
Mhm.
As a predator, he takes skulls as trophies, and yet
Yeah.
these corpses all still are pretty much intact.
But there's missing men. I think there's two of Hopper's team that aren't here, and because he's like, there's no sign of them. Can't see him. They certainly didn't leave here. So the Predator has taken two. Also, when Billy is just coming over and you hear the birds flapping, you hear the Predator clicking.
Yep.
Interesting fact about the predator noises there and all that. The vocal design was done by none other than Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime.
I swear Peter Cullen's been in everything when you go back and look.
Yeah.
Pop culture since our childhood that, you think this voice isn't him. No, it's Peter Cullen. I mean,
That used to make me laugh with the what's now considered G1 Transformers, the original Transformers when we were kids. How Ironhide and Optimus Prime were clearly the same voice, just that he tried to sound a bit more hillbilly.
yeah.
But I was always concerned about Ironhide. I thought he might have been gay because all he kept talking about was leaking lubricant. Leaking lubricant, Optimus.
Look, we've all been there. You slept with the wrong person. A couple of weeks later, your lubricant's leaking. You need to get to the health.
Oh dear! If I got my time again, I'd have been fucking neutered at 12. Yeah.
Go
So
back to
Billy,
even so, that's what you want from a Predator film, not this new shit that we're getting at the moment.
Thing is, though, what makes our Predator? Fair enough. This set its own mold. It started its own franchise. Even 2 wasn't as good as this, but 2 is still considerably better than AVP and any other Predator film that's come after it. But what sets this film apart from its the rest of the lineage? Why is this one different?
Well, I think there's a few reasons. One is this is very much kind of an aspirational set of protagonists. It's not the, oh, look, I feel seen. I mean, dude, if you feel seen by these guys, more power to you. But no, I was never that beefy. And so they set a standard that is more than what you can do right now, and maybe more than what you could do. And the movie itself doesn't lower them down to make them vulnerable. It actually raises them up. The first half of the movie is setting up just how dangerous these guys are. And then the Predator just starts mowing them down. And that really sets the stakes in a way. It's an understanding of story and especially masculine story. Where it was like, I mean, Arnold at this time was a cartoon character superhero just being alive. Right. That he was the biggest, the muscliest, when you see Commando and he's like carrying a redwood on his shoulder, you're like, yeah, he probably did that. That was real. Even though that tree probably weighs like 2,000 pounds. But you could see that happening. And when they first encountered the opposing military, I mean, they just mow through them like nothing. Right. This is trained military, troops in Central America. And they're just a light snack to these guys. These guys are joking as they go through it. Right. But when they meet the Predator, they meet something that is more powerful than they are. And that really raises the stakes in a way that we really don't see in any of the other movies.
You're certainly right
good
about the
points.
first half of the movie just being character building. The same's true for Aliens as well. You've got the super macho, ready to take on anything, versus an alien psycho killer, and it just works. It just works, and you care about every single character that gets offed in this.
And the thing about the character itself, the main protagonist, which is obviously the Predator, he's just on vacation. This is a holiday to him.
Sports.
Yeah. He, this is no different than, some fat guy in a Range Rover going clay pigeon shooting at the weekend. This is just recreation to the Predator itself. And Smilex came out with a good one, says the film was cutting edge. We hadn't seen anything like it, which is true. Also, we care about the characters, which makes you think, character development is essential, and there's not enough of that now. You get more or less like a McDonald's fast food formula for films. Here's your characters. This is the one that's the boss. These these are his followers. Here's how the story's going to play out, and this guy's going to win. And it doesn't work like that. I don't think.
I think also we confuse exposition for character development, and if you look at modern movies now, it's okay. Let's all sit around the table and talk about our trauma and our childhoods and all this stuff. You learn more about this team on the helicopter than you do in most movies, the characters that are in there now.
And now in most films, you've got some guy with painted fingernails and possibly a dash of colour in his hair going on about how his Uncle Kenny fingered him.
Yep.
Which is, not it's not important to the storyline of the film. And it's like some of the writers in Hollywood now put a lot of just irrelevant bollocks into the storyline for the sake of it. Just to try and make a connection with some kid who's been stuck in his basement for the last 18 years, stuck behind a fucking keyboard.
Or they're using the script as their own therapy session to talk about their own hangups and problems. And again, it's all about affirmation. Look, I feel seen. I don't want to feel seen. I have a mirror. I don't need to pay $15 to go see myself.
What happened to just telling a compelling story that makes you forget about the world for about an hour and 40 minutes? Instead of trying to fucking peddle trash.
Ego.
When you talk about exposition too, like with Dylan's character, you don't have to self-identify. You see him at the beginning, he's wearing a tie, he's in the CIA. Everyone that grew up in the 1980s already has an image in their mind of some dude that's working for the CIA. And then throughout the film, his character actually progresses. He's no longer the CIA tool. He's actually reverting back to what he used to be. That's alluded to at the beginning of the film with Arnie.
But there's a reason for
exposition.
That.
What's that?
There's a reason for that, and a really delicious irony, because he tells Dutch a little bit later on that he's an asset, an expendable asset, and then Dylan becomes an expendable asset.
Correct.
So he's not a fan of it.
He's back in that world. He's gone from what he was to where he is, back to where he was.
Yeah, he's gone from a player back to one of the pawns on the board, and he's not very happy about it. And so again, as anyone would do, you're trying to live through this, and you're going to do whatever you can, and you're going to be frustrated by it. But it's true for all the characters. That Billy is he as they talk about, just that damn nose of his, right? That he can track anything and do whatever, and he runs into he doesn't understand what's going on. Mac just throws firepower at something. That doesn't solve it.
Could be to do with that bag of meth he seems to carry around
with
him around his neck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was good 80s cocaine right there. The meth is how you get The Predator by Shane Black. That's that's what happened.
But this is quite an interesting turn in the story, because they find a great big massive pile of sinew. These guys have been skinned and gutted, and they find some dog tags, and we get to find out it's his mate Hopper, who was a Green Beret out of Fort Bragg, apparently. My men were in that. No, sorry, wrong one. My men were in that chopper. I knew this man.
Jim Hopper, Green Beret out of Fort Bragg.
Yeah. But then you've got these two hardened, seasoned soldiers who've survived countless sticky situations. And they're quite quick to realize that if things go south in this neck of the woods, you're on your own. And they get a real dose of that a little bit later on. But
also a bit of outrage, right? Because there ain't no way for no soldier to die. Right? Time to get old Painless out the bag. Because whoever did this is going to get payback.
Yeah, and this is quite confusing for Billy because he's a tracker and he can find anything anywhere. But he's rather confused at why they were just firing randomly in all directions, expending huge amounts of ammunition. But we get to find out firsthand from their point of view exactly why that's happening.
Exactly.
But
This is setup and payoff.
Yeah, Billy can't put this together. But if you notice, Dylan is quite craftily in the background there. So, there's a bit of underhandedness going off there. He's there in the background. He knows more than he's letting on, which we find out that to be true a little bit later on.
There's also good tension all throughout. So, like when they first find the helicopter, you have Poncho come down. It was like, this is surveillance bird. And then when Matt comes, he goes, these guys were, I think they were consul or something like that. I'm a goddamn Chinaman. All right, this looks like CIA. And they're all saying
it
like
wasn't racist because he's a black man. He can be racist.
Yeah, he's allowed to do that. But it's all like sotto voce between them and Dutch, not letting Dylan know what they know. And then you see Dylan kind of doing the side eye or whatever. So there's a lot of tension and we're not all quite on the same team.
I think Dutch gets an inkling quite early on. There's more to what's happening here than what he's being told.
Yeah, because again, it's Green Berets, is awful. No, there shouldn't be any Americans, in operation around here.
Do you want to know something? I ate Green Berets for breakfast tonight. Now I'm very hungry.
I'm very hungry.
That's coming in January, folks. We'll be doing Commando here on Just Great Movies. But it's time to let old Painless out the bag. Payback time. You gotta love a clicky
minigun.
Oh, do you want to give us a bit of a? You seem to have a bit of a fetish for this. So, do you want to, rub us one out quickly and talk about the minigun for a moment, there, Z?
Oh yes, I'd love to. Let me tell you about the minigun. They had to slow it down because the barrel spins so fast. It doesn't really film that well. And
Is that what they did? Did they actually slow it down?
Yes. They could only fire about 6 seconds worth of ammo.
Yeah. How many rounds is that? Does that actually fire in a minute, do you reckon?
Far too many. Enough to shred somebody.
Yeah, at full chat, those things can do 6,000 rounds a minute.
But
I think it was something like that. Yeah.
What you don't see is the 100-pound battery behind the person firing it.
Yeah.
So it's not just the gun.
Well, not like that, but they let that thing cook off for like a good 30 seconds. 3,000 rounds of 7.62 is not a light boy.
No.
Yeah. Franco says minigun ASMR.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, God.
But this is where we get a taste of something's really going off here. When we start seeing this thermal vision accompanied by these like heartbeat sound effects. This, I mean, you can't tell what the fuck's really going off here. But I always often wondered, how was the Predator so agile and nimble when you're not really seeing a great deal of definition here? But is that our sort of like point of view? This Predator's grown up with this kind of vision. And he can see detail
the film,
we can't.
He's got different filters in different situations. I imagine if he's moving, he's not really viewing things in infrared.
Well, he can't because, like we get to see later in the film, when he's looking at things unfiltered, there's just too much information coming in. But I'm just saying, is this because we're seeing it from the Predator's point of view? We don't fully understand how to process and look at things in an infrared scope. So, this is our interpretation of how the Predator sees.
Yeah, because it's like looking at a false color image that the colors have specific meaning if you're used to using the equipment. But if you just have somebody look at it, it's like, I don't even know what the hell's going on there. No, there's a reason that these two blues next to each other are meaningful for you.
Yeah, because this Predator it's so agile up in the trees. But how can it even see fucking branches? But I'm just saying, it's almost like, say somebody in a fourth dimension comes into our dimension. obviously sees more than what we can in our dimension. You know what I mean? You're looking at it from somebody else's point of view, but because we can't rationalize that concept, we're not seeing all the detail and whatnot.
Well, also that he may be switching to, okay, I'm tracking living things, so I need to bring up, knock down the contrast between everything else, so I just see what I'm looking at. But when I'm moving, I have a different vision. So it may be move and then stop and look with the more heightened heat vision to see my target. Okay, switch back, move again.
Yeah, I think it also speaks volumes to their expertise that despite the fact that they can't see or hear the predator, every single one of them gets the feeling that they're being followed and they're always just on the edge. Something out there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. Oh, dear.
What's the matter?
No, I'm just getting a bit flustered is all. This is a good bit. I love this. Dylan isn't as sharp as he used to be. He thinks he's still got the skill set. Obviously, he hasn't because he slips on a bit of a log, and then he turns around and Max there's like, "Go smooth, motherfucker! I don't care who you are in the real world. I'll bleed you real quiet, leave you for fucking dead. Probably bum you too." Yep. You know, he kind of lets Dylan know where he is in the pecking order. It's like, you ain't shit, mate.
Yeah, I don't care who you are in the world. I'll bleed you real quiet, leave you here. Got that? But because again, you are endangering my team. I will not let that happen. You will cease to be.
Aspect to it, yeah.
Yep.
You make a very good point there. But Carl Weathers' a character, Dylan, he's like, well, it's like that meme. It was then he realized he'd fucked up.
He fucked up.
So now these guys are sufficiently riled because they've seen these green berets turned into beef jerky, basically. They're angry. They want a pound of flesh. They want to kick some ass. Now, they find out where this guerrilla base is. And Dylan and his CIA buddies have been looking for this place for fucking ages. And there's more to it than meets the eye, but we'll get to that shortly. But this is a nice little plot device. They've got this old truck running as a water pump for the camp.
Yep.
But Arnie's scoping out, well, they've got these little nests where they've got armaments and whatnot and men all ready. These guys are having the lunch. But then we see this guy here and he gets an instant cure for a headache. Hey, look, it's Sven Thorson.
Yes, it is.
Everybody's favorite sort of like stunt standby man. He was the guy in The Running Man. What's the matter? Steroids make you deaf?
Yep.
He was Killian's bodyguard. And I love that bit at the end.
I never knew that.
Yep.
When he says, Killian says to him at the end, he says, "Go get him." He goes, "I got to go score on some steroids." I love that line.
I can't hear you.
And he just walks off. But we never get to figure out whether this guy must be one of the two men still missing from Hopper's team.
Yep.
Ooh.
Possibly, or although he hasn't really got a military haircut there.
Well, he's CIA, so it doesn't matter.
Well, they did not specify, did they?
Well, they did, because again, it was a surveillance bird, and Dylan says that was my men in that chopper.
My men in that chopper. But if you look at that guy Sven there, he doesn't look Central American.
I didn't think he was CIA. The guy who got shot in the head.
No, I didn't.
Is.
To be fair,
he is. He's Dylan's men.
But if you
the
look at
cover
Sven,
story is that they're diplomats. And it's supposed to be Latin American, from the country. It's not. It was a surveillance bird, which is what Pancho tells Dutch, and it's CIA.
If you
also,
notice,
it looks like Dan Marino getting shot there.
Yeah, it does a little bit, doesn't it? But if you notice there, that guy, that Sven, he doesn't look Central American. He's obviously Russian. Now, that's a bit of an incentive here. This is why Dylan and his original mission reflects on that Cold War tension and how the Russians were sort of infiltrating Central America and whatnot and helping all these countries out against America. So, yet again, it's of vital importance. So Dutch sees this guy get shot and he rounds all his troops up and they all go scuttling around. They're not very stealthy. Some of the moves these guys make, they're a bit laughable, really. And that minigun seems to have shrunk a bit, don't you think? That magazine normally would be absolute. If you're looking at 6,000 rounds per minute, you'd want a bit more ammunition than that. That just looks.
Yeah, it looks like he has. It looks like he has the Holy Bible on his backpack, and just some arm, some string of ammunition coming off of it, because that's not nearly big enough to carry either the battery or the ammo.
Anybody who's watched Lock and Load with Lee R. Lee Ermey will quickly realise that's that ordnance there is not quite up to the mark, is it? Really?
No, you're going to pull the trigger, and it's going to go, and then you're done. You've emptied your pack.
You shot your lot.
Yeah.
So anyway, Dutch's team are all getting in position. They know where all the bad guys are located. And just about Blaine does this, and then he notices there's a tripwire for a claymore. But these guys are seasoned. And they see another guy there. He's sparking a fag up. Meanwhile, Mac disarms that claymore. Blaine gets to cut it. But if you notice, look at that. That pack again of ammunition looks absolutely tiny on his back. That would be way bigger than that. And like Z says, it requires quite a hefty battery to fire up the motors.
Yep.
So
I think what's actually going on is Blaine is a Mormon, and he was just coming, you heard about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and he's got the Bible right there on his backpack, so we can have a talk.
Do you know what would be a good idea? If a Latter-day Saint ended up being a porn star, that'd make a great movie.
Yeah, it's called Orgasmo. I love it.
Yeah. Farewell, evildoers.
Stud cock.
We might have to do that on Just Great Movies.
I love that movie.
When we finally get monetized on the channel, if it ever happens, which it will, I hope, then we'll do that.
It will not be monetized.
Yeah. So look at this. You got your typical gorilla there, and we don't mean a monkey. And then woof, he's gone. And then you've got which is piquing this guy's curiosity. He gets a sharp stabbing pain in his throat, and he disappears. And then Dutch gets the all clear signal from Dylan, but he's got to do it a bit different. Instead of going in there and just starting to shoot the place up, he wants to flex his muscles, doesn't he? He wants to put quite a decent flex in on things. So what does he do? He gets a big, massive chopper out, misses, and chops that belt, puts on there a bit of an explosive pack, but he has to do the muscles thing. Look, I'm going to lift up this truck for no fucking reason, apart from showing my muscles off.
What's the matter?
You're a big head?
Huh?
Yeah, you're a big head, Arnie. What the fuck? And I love this bit. Jesse Ventura's character, really doesn't have a deal of dialogue, but you root for this guy in places, don't you?
Yeah, you love him.
Yeah, he's like the atypical asshole. He's got a big gun. He's got a big personality.
It's because he's a goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus.
That's right.
He is. That's why he has to strap a fucking rocket launcher to his arsehole, because it's that sore. Did anybody see what this film was originally titled? It was called Hunter. Yeah,
Hunter.
And the plot centered on what it's like to be hunted. I think we got that vibe.
Yeah, I
so
think
anyway,
it worked out.
Arnie does his muscle bit, and this truck goes flying off, and it's heading towards the cafeteria. I wonder what it is. Snake and pygmy pie for TZ, do you reckon?
I don't know. Looks like they got some wine there. They're gonna settle down.
Cheese and biscuits.
Strip poker.
I think what this is actually just a small shop where they make pottery and then sell it to tourists, and this has all been a giant misunderstanding.
And it's actually Acapulco, not Valverde.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I wonder if they got any wafer thin mints.
Wafer thin.
There's only wafer thin, sir. So Dutch gets his hand grenades ready, and the timing of this is great. It's great. The first act of the film is now officially over, and the second act, it's just boom, 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 boom. It starts hitting you. There's a boom, boom, boom. Like there's an explosion like every 15 seconds here.
Oh yeah.
This is like pure 80s action filth, and we fucking love it.
It's 18 camera angles.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the A-team stuff going off with people like,
Yeah.
just flying out of things and falling into brush and all of that.
Yeah.
This is when you think, okay, this is the Commando movie that I expected I was going to see, where it just becomes cartoon and all that. And you get it for about 5 minutes.
Glorious. Yeah, it's glorious.
I'll be back, Bennett. There's no Bennett in this.
My view of the explosions of the guys flying across the screen. Oh,
Quit screwing around and let the girl go. It's me you want. Come on, put a knife in me, turn it around there. Come on, Bennett, let's party. Yeah, there's none of that. But this is just great. It's just boom, 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 boom. It's just percussive. It's just one hit after another. And then you've got these guys here, and if they're Central American, I'm a goddamn Chinaman.
Yeah.
But it's just all action. Look at these guys here. They get killed and blown up by Poncho. But they're the same guys that get shot against the barrels by Blaine. They kept recycling the bad guys over and over again.
Oh, I mean, they got blew out of that nest, and they landed. They just picked themselves up, and then here comes Blaine with that, and they're like, well, "Come on, can we not just get a break?"
And this is one of those iconic
Go
action moments, very similar to Vasquez when she's going, "Let's rock."
Yeah,
yeah,
I love this.
But have you noticed that explosion kicks off and he just turns to one side and then he just fucking carries on?
Well, he spits tobacco. He turns, he spits tobacco, and then he lets loose with the minigun, because that's the manual of arms for that. Always spit your tobacco before shooting.
You're right there, Z. If they've slowed that down and it's still fast as fuck.
Yeah.
Just look at it. It's got going. That is gone. It's just look. It's just crazy.
Yeah, the biggest problem with that, the reason they had to turn it down was it wasn't just the camera, it was that the torque from the electric motor would actually yank it off of it would cause him to twist, because those things don't like slowly spin up, they are on and they are at speed.
Yeah. Well, look at when Mac lets go with the trigger later on, it just stops instantly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good indicator of what a absolute beast of a machine this thing is. But it's just all angles. It's just the level of gore and violence in this is sublime.
Yes,
if you think about it.
Here is 80s action. Let's go. And we think we know what movie we're in. We're about to have our expectations subverted. It
doesn't come across cheesy or cheap in any shape, way, or form. It comes across, it's done in such a really cool way. Whether that's because we were of a certain age when this film came out. This was just, this made Chuck Norris films look like a fucking home movie.
Yeah.
There's
well,
so
and
much
I think
testosterone on screen. Do you wonder if any men took their wives to see it at the cinema, any of them got pregnant? Just
yeah. You didn't even have to touch her. She just saw it on screen and just spontaneously became pregnant. That was
I spunked your missus.
Huh? But the thing about this again is that what you're seeing is they walk in and they're correct that if you're special forces, the way that you tend to solve problems once you get discovered is overwhelming firepower. You're trying to overwhelm and cause everybody to kind of get knocked back on the back foot. But they come in and here's this big camp full of soldiers, and it's nothing to them, right? The worst is that Jesse Ventura gets a little boo-boo on his arm. That's the worst that happens to them as they just destroy everything. So again, you're setting up just how good Arnie's team is.
Of us in a meat grinder.
Sorry, I'm pressing wrong buttons here. Sorry, you were saying about bleeding.
Son of a bitch is dug in like an Alabama tick.
I love that bit. But these guys here, yeah, you can quite clearly see these aren't Central Americans. Straight in a chopper trying to get away. You knew for a fact these guys were not going anywhere.
Well, not if Dylan has anything to say about it.
No, but just look at the grimace on Dylan's face there. He's like, these bastards aren't getting away.
Yep. That was my men in that chopper.
Yeah.
They're taking them out like it's nothing but a thing. But because as far as they're concerned, they're the ones that skinned their colleagues.
Mm-hmm.
But if you notice there, let's go back a scene. Dylan's there, and you clearly see him shooting these guys. But it's not. It's Dutch shooting them. Look.
Dutch is trying to steal Dylan's kills again.
Yeah.
It's like, haha, I got high score. What's up?
I don't think they meant to include him there. And then
no, he shoots the grenade.
Yeah, but it was Dylan shooting at him.
He's shooting from the side.
And then it's Dutch doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
But, they just chew through these gorillas like they're nobody's business. Oh, they just bang, 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 bang.
18.
There you go.
18.
18. Yep. There you go.
The setup is just fantastic here. Oh, look, these guys again. Look, Fat Mario, look. Hey, it's me, Fat Mario. Not be fucking carting out of there, mate. I tell you, it's that much.
Why, mate, in the middle.
Hey. The guy in the middle looks like the porn star, Human Hedgehog.
The guy in the middle, there's no Dave here, man.
Yeah, I was going to say that they keep assassinating Cheech and Chong.
But look at that guy on the right. It's fucking Fat Mario. I can't get that out of my head now. I'll never watch that bit of this film.
No, I'm telling you, the one in the middle is Ron Jeremy. Yeah, Smilex it's Ron Jeremy.
If he was good enough as an extra in Ghostbusters, I'm sure he'd be in fucking Predator.
Yeah, here we go.
He's got a bigger chopper than Blaine. Who misses? But Arnie's just like chewing through these guys. It's like, no, they're firing rounds left, right, and center at Arnie, and Arnie's just like, you missed.
Yeah, well, not only that, he's like, you're unworthy of me even aiming at you. I'll just point my gun in the general direction and kill you.
Huh? What's the matter?
I like this bit. Get that mother! And then the fucking Blaine just comes in and it's like, and he's like shooting him. He shot him out of that tree. He still keeps shooting him even though he's fucking falling. And then he still keeps going for it again. And then as he's like going down, he's still getting shot. There must be nothing left. There's not even enough for a tin of cat meat. But he still keeps going. And then he goes through the fucking ceiling of that hut. I just love it. Fucking Billy's shooting people left, right, and center. No messing. And then here we go. We've got these bad guys. These have been shot at least 6 times now, these arseholes here. But Blaine's here, like, oh, he's already been hit.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little bit later. It's not until Poncho notices that. That's it.
Yeah.
But I love this bit. This guy here is just like sneaking up on Arnie. Let's see if I get the right button.
Stick around.
I love it. He chucks this big fuck off knife at him and it hits him, goes straight through him. Then it just impales him against that fucking tree stump there.
Yeah.
But this is just so reminiscent of that campness that was in Commando. You know, the shed scene at the El Presidente's mansion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just like pitchforking people and he's chucking fucking saw blades at people and taking the heads off and shit. This is just so reminiscent. This is like one of the cheesy moments of this film, but it's in context and it fits the film. Instead of it coming across as cheesy shit, it actually works. But the whole
stick around,
the one-liners. This is one of the few films in the 80s where Arnie doesn't actually say, "I'll be back." And he makes this film his own.
Knock, knock.
Knock, knock.
Oh, look.
Knock, knock.
It's Sven again.
Here, Sven, hold this for me. Boom.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. Look, there's no Dave here, man. Yeah. Is it Dave or Steve? I can never remember.
Dave's not here.
Dave's not here, man.
Who is it?
Sven looks quite fucking tight there, doesn't he? I know he was a stuntman and a double for some of the beefier guys in Hollywood.
He was a bodybuilder. That's how
he's actually
Arnold.
He's built, isn't he? You know, if you look at him.
Yeah, he's a unit.
He got fatter in Captain Power. If you notice, he was quite chunkier in that.
Oh, it's the same year.
What is Captain Power?
87 is Running Man and Predator.
Oh, I was talking about Captain Power. You know, the really awful Canadian shoot 'em up home video game.
Oh God,
that was a TV series.
Oh Lord.
No,
why did you make me remember that?
Captain Power and the Soldiers of Fortune.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the Soldiers of Tomorrow?
Soldiers of the Future.
Yeah, something like that. Hello to Atom Gray who's just joined us in the chat. Hello, mate. Thank you for popping along. We've got one of your partners in crime here. Oh, we've got 2, in fact. Smilex is in there, being as wet as an otter's pocket. But the look on Sven's face, though, it says it all. He pulls off that level of, oh shit, it's cheesy, but I'm going to go for it anyway.
Well, that's what happens when somebody has a cable tied to the back of you and yanks real hard.
Yeah.
And,
like you can clearly see in the drug factory scene in RoboCop.
Yeah.
And that guy who gets pulled backwards, he has been in so much stuff over the years. Knight Rider, Street Hawk, Airwolf. He was in everything, that guy, the fattish guy with a tash. Yeah. Obviously, he was a stuntman. But Arnie's he's shit hot. He could tell somebody's walking up, downwind air current tipped me off. Sorry, that's the wrong film. Anybody remember that line? Downwind air current tipped me off?
No.
Out of Commando? Have you even seen Commando?
Yeah, she said something like, "How did you know? Just smell them." Yeah. Well, didn't you?
Yeah.
I do. There is a line I draw at some 80s films. Commando's one of them.
Really?
Yeah. It's just when the mannequins are being blown up and that, I'm like, no, I'm out.
Oh, come on!
I'm serious. It's just one. That's one too many for me.
It's like it's got to be in the setup. Fair enough. It's shit and it's cheesy, but it's good.
It is. Commando is really like the ultimate cartoon 80s live action cartoon 80s action movie. And again, they're playing, the existence of Commando in this movie to go, oh, this is going to be one of those movies. No, it's not. Sorry.
Commando's awesome, says Smilex. It's awful, but fantastic. It is. I mean, the whole Sully thing. What did you do with Sully? I let him go.
Yeah.
The whole anger guy off the fucking edge of a cliff. Come on, Sully.
Your lap. That's right, you did. I lied.
It's not your biggest problem right now. It's gravity. This is my weak arm, Sully. I'll take you to where Cook knows. I'll take you to where I'm supposed to meet him. But you won't. I already know. Remember, Sully, when I promised to kill you last?
That's right.
That's right, Matrix, you did. I lied. Oh, it's clearly a fucking dummy as well. Obviously, they're not going to chuck fucking. What's his name? David Patrick Kelly, if I remember right. He was in the Warriors.
Yeah, he's from the Warriors.
Yes, come to play. I actually watched him. He was in The Blacklist. I rewatched The Blacklist recently, and then he was in that too, speaking perfect German.
Perfect.
He was on a roll, man, in them days because he was in what was the other one?
He was in Dreamscape with that was a B movie. Anybody see Dreamscape back in the day with Dennis Quaid?
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah,
I thought that was really great. Underrated film. So anyway, Arnie gets to do a bit of violence against a woman, but this is Epidelia Carrillo's character, Ana Gonzalez. But it's Gonzalez. There we go. She's not even remotely pretty, but I suppose, it is what it is in the jungle. No, he's disappointed. Oh, no, it's a girl.
I knew that. That's why he didn't stick another machete in her.
Yeah. And then we get this classic line, black people can be racist. If he's Central American, I'm a goddamn Chinaman. Hey, doesn't he look like the Green Beret?
He is the Green Beret from Commando.
He is.
Yep.
You scared, motherfucker? You should be. The Green Beret's about to kick your big ass. I eat Green Berets for breakfast, and right now I'm very hungry.
And then we bust into the room where a very busty woman is having sex. So.
They're making a porno in the next room. It's a cheap motel.
That's also every 80s action movie. At some point, you're going to bust in, and there's going to be a woman topless with large breasts.
Yeah. And another good thing about that, I love the cameo from Bill Paxton in that movie as well.
Oh yeah, he's the Navy the guy running like the radar.
Yeah.
Bullshit! All of it!
No, it's true. It's not bullshit. I'm trying to find the right button. Maybe this is it.
You're bleeding, man. I ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah, you got time to duck.
Wirren of Bly actually put that in the chat. He was the first one in the chat the other day, and he actually put that.
Bunch of slack-jawed faggots around.
No, wrong button. There we go. I've got so many buttons here, and I'm not sure which ones. Have I got the? Can you duck? No, I thought I'd got it. I really must have.
What's the matter, Treb? CA got you pushing too many pencils?
Yeah. I think that's this one.
So you cooked up a story and dropped the 6 of us in a meat grinder.
No.
The CIA got you pushing too many pencils?
There we go. That's the one. So anyway, he says, have you got time to duck? And yet again, that minigun just looks, it looks like it's a prop for all intents and purposes. Well, that's probably just the battery, like Z said. What do you reckon, Z?
Maybe. I mean, that backpack, I'm sure, changes sizes as the movie goes on.
It does.
Yeah, it seems to. Maybe it's a perspective thing.
I mean, I think it's the ammo carrier, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's supposed to be. There's no way you'd fit a minigun battery on the back of that.
Well, that's your magazine, isn't it? It's a strap on. Anyway, you got time to duck. So Poncho does his thing, and Blaine's just like, "What the fuck?" And here's where we get the bit where like Dylan's going, "Goddamn jackpot! Got to finally crack these bastards." And Dutch knows it's all bullshit, and he's like, "It's all bullshit. You set us up. Didn't I have a button with that on? I'm sure."
Good luck finding it again.
Yeah, I want to try this one.
So you cooked up a story and dropped the 6 of us in a meat grinder.
Maybe.
Bullshit! All of it!
There we go. Good work, Dylan. Now you dropped the 6 of us in the meat grinder. Yeah, he's pretty pissed there. I mean, as acting goes, Arnie's got some good acting chops in this film.
Yeah.
It's his best one.
This is really I mean, you can tell that he took this movie seriously, that he wanted to have something that was a challenge where he wasn't, again, just the cartoon character.
Did you hear about the bit of a competition they had going off?
The workout.
Yeah, Arnie would get up at 4 to do a workout. So Carl Weathers would get up at 3. And then Arnie got up at 2. So Carl Weathers got up at 1. And then they got to a point where they didn't go to bed. They were just constantly in the gym between takes.
Yep.
You couldn't make this shit up.
Yeah, and the scene where they're like pulling on the rope to lift the when they're making the net for the predator, that's like the culmination of all of them working out, and you just see every man is sweaty and muscly and just ripped. That's probably as ripped as they ever were.
Yeah, I mean,
while they were doing that, Shane Black in his free time was writing The Last Boy Scout.
Yeah,
really.
Mm-hmm.
That's
what he was doing between takes.
I think that's one of Tony Scott's better films.
Well, Tony Scott has a lot of good films. That's
oh yeah,
I miss Tony Scott.
Yeah, shame he didn't miss that bridge.
Yeah, it was the wrong brother.
Too soon. Yeah, I agree there. Moving swiftly on. Anyway, somebody's watching all this fun and games with much interest. Find your way out of here. Like that. I wouldn't waste that on a broke dick dog. That's a great line. Yeah. Shane Black earned his £3.50 for that line.
Absolutely.
And then I noticed this bit when Arnie chucks his cigar down, the last bit of his stogie. You get to see it in the Predator's heat vision.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get this close-up of Anna hitting Dylan, which is, it comes to the fore a little bit later on. There's some relevance to this scene.
Yeah.
Because the Predators quickly established that she's not a part of this group. She's actually a prisoner. So he's very mindful of that fact.
Well, she's not armed.
Well, true. She might be later, but here's one of the better bits of this film, because this comes into play a little bit later on by the Predator itself. Because not only is it a master of hunting, it's also a master of mimicry as well, but we'll get to that a little bit later on.
And this is the first time you see his sound sampler down the left-hand side.
And the mask, the helmet that he's wearing, not only does it provide life support for him, it filters his vision so he can see things accurately, and it also processes sound and converts everything into his language. So that to the left there is a visual representation of the Predator's language.
Oh, I don't know if it's a language, because I think what you see him do is more mimicry, like you would if you were calling in birds or something like that. So I think he's examining the sound of it, and he's just figuring out how to replicate the sound. I don't know.
They have a great understanding of our languages and cultures, because these creatures are several centuries in front of us. Because they've maintained faster than light travel for centuries.
Sure, but what they haven't been doing is sitting down and having long conversations with us and reading books out of our library to figure it out. Because again, it's about the hunt.
I don't know.
We're not
fond of...
really considered an equal to them.
I was going to say, haven't they been in like the United States for centuries? Because in Predator 2, he's got the flintlock musket as part of his collection, the Predator on the ship.
Yeah,
which they tied in
Celeste.
with Prey as well. They tied that into Prey.
Yeah, and actually the flintlock is it's French, and it's like from 1715 or something like that. But the idea is that they hunt here. Anna kind of gives that out where she talks about the demon who makes trophies of men. That only in the hottest months does it come, but that humans are aware of like this demon, these things, and different cultures would, but the predators aren't interested in our culture. They're interested in hunting big game. Right. We don't sit down and deer, before I kill you, I was just wondering what's kind of your worldview on things. No, I shoot it because I like the rack on it and want meat.
Excuse me, Mr. Deer, what would I be better off doing? Turning you into steaks or making sausage?
Exactly, yeah. And what is your opinion on faster than light travel?
Possibly doable, but not just yet. That's for Wayland Yutani to figure out. Sword in the Storm says, I never believed that the Yorkshire made their technology. I always thought that they stole it or enslaved another more advanced race. There's possibly a bit of truth to that, because in the canon of the Dark Horse storylines, they bumped into the engineers at some point, and I do believe they might have stole the basis of that technology from them. But I'd stand to be corrected. I can't be 100% on that.
I think it's why Predator should have just been standalone. Don't make any sequels. Don't build out, because the more that you attempt to explain it, the more broken that you start to come up with. In the same way that like the Klingons in Star Trek. And well, I mean, if they're a warrior race and they're always fighting, who the hell's making their ships? Who does this stuff? But the Klingon Empire, it exists. Clearly, they have scientists, but it doesn't really match up with the way that their civilization is explained.
But yeah, again, they have commandeered technology throughout their earlier space adventures. And they got to a point where they had a relationship with the Romulans and they were freely given some of their older technologies.
Right, but you would still have to learn to use it, to maintain it, all of that stuff. And none of that really matches up with like the culture. In the same way that if you had the Predator race that they're just about honor and combat and fighting and all that, then everything would fall apart, right? They would be like I give a tribesman from nowhere a machine gun and it'll work right up until it jams and has a problem, and then it's just going to be a stick that he hits things with.
Yeah, just as an aside here, I did go to see Predator 2 at the cinema. Did anybody else lose their shit when he went into the spaceship at the end and you saw the xenomorph skull on the wall?
It was a nice tip of the hat. Please, dear God, don't actually pursue that. Oh no, they did. They made AVP.
They didn't do a good job of the AVP stories. They should have stuck to the adaptations of the Dark Horse, because the Rinth colony on Ryoshi, that would have made a fantastic fucking version of AVP.
Well, another thing that would have made a great version of AVP is the Monolith AVP 2 PC game, where you have Colonial Marines, the Xenos, and a Predator, all on the same planet, and they're all kind of fighting each other for different reasons.
A great game.
Yeah, it is.
In fact, I've got it. I think I might give that a go tomorrow. Well, this is a good scene anyway, because Mac cons Dylan over to him and he's like, over here, turn around. And that's a bit of a setup for later in the film, but it turns out that Dylan has actually got a scorpion on his shoulder. And then Dylan's like, thanks. And Mac goes, anytime.
Also, that scorpion manages to turn 180 degrees just under that boot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny that. So anyway, it is the one and only time that Hawkins gets a laugh out of Billy. Does anybody want to do the joke? Gamer, go on. I'd love to hear you do this joke.
No. This is more a Z territory.
Go on, Z.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to remember it now.
Quick before Jay beats you to it.
Yeah, I mean, I can.
No, go for it.
Go on, Jay. Billy, the other day I was going down on my girlfriend and said, geez, you got a big pussy. Geez, you got a big pussy. She said, why did you say that twice? I said, I didn't. Said, because of the echo.
I'll do the laugh for you. And that's another setup for the Predator, because it analyzes Billy's laugh and scans that too. And then Billy, he doesn't have his magic bag of meth, but he can sense that that there's something there.
Yep, something's watching.
He's got them vibes.
I love the framing of this shot because you can honestly feel the hackles and the hairs on the back of Billy's neck going up. He knows for a fact something is fucking out there.
But this is interesting. When they all fuck off and start making the way to where their contact point for extraction, the Predator starts going through all the sound samples and replays them all. And then you finally get to see a hand, and it picks up that scorpion, and it's anytime. Which is a great setup. So anyway, they're going on this path that they won't waste a broke dick dog on, and they all, start making the way out there. They're trying to get to the extraction point, but they keep going in on the satellite radar phone thingy, and they've been told to go to this extraction point, but they've got to make it out of this particular part of the jungle. And then Mac's like, "Oh, if you lose it here, you're in a world of hurt."
Buddy. This bush makes Cambodia look like Kansas.
Kansas, yeah. But this is a great moment. It's very poignant between these two. They're old soldiers, but they've been in the thick of it for so long, They become brothers.
Relationships between each one of them that some of them are close to each other because they've served before being on this team. And so the kind of the complexity of the relationships. Again, without having big exposition, I mean, the closest thing you have is Mac after Blaine dies, kind of doing his lore dump, but it fits.
Yeah. Well, he's lost his brother, hasn't he? Blaine's been his brother in arms for God knows how long.
Yep.
These guys have done tour after tour after tour together, and like they said, 32 men all chopped into meat, and me and you walked out without a scratch. Not a fucking scratch.
Yo, I got you, bro. He's gonna come.
Yeah.
He does.
So they have this moment together.
Back in the day when men could just be friends.
Well, it's not exactly a bromance, because these two guys have watched over each other for decades.
Yep.
They've seen countless little wars and battles and seen combat. And these two have just had each other's back all the time.
They're good compare and contrast with Dylan and Dutch, because Dylan and Dutch also served together in Hue in Vietnam together, but then they kind of went their separate ways, and they're coming back. And so
it's all that fucking Thai business for a start.
Yeah, exactly.
He's still a son of a bitch, though.
He is.
I like that. I mean, Carl Weathers, he hams it up though in places, but the rest of it he does good. And every now and again, Anna tries to try a look, and Poncho's always there, and he gives her some gubbins in Spanish.
Yeah.
My Spanish isn't that good. I'm not conversational. I can do a little bit of it on vacation if needed.
I can get my ass kicked in a bar in Spain.
Nice. Maybe you should keep her on a leash, Agent Man. Oh, Poncho, he don't like fucking Dylan at all. I mean, obviously, Dylan's got them in the shit, and they're really in the thick of it. And he's like, try that again, please.
Yeah.
I mean, she's still playing the old, she's Spanish, Isoy Dora and all that bollocks, but it's just lollygagging. But Billy, he's not taking any shit. He just wants to get fuck out of here. So does Hawkins. And there's this really good bit here. The Predator's right in front of him in this scene. And Billy's just got that sixth sense, hasn't he? Not the I see stupid people kind.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody holds up. Any chance? Have you noticed? There's every chance here.
Yes.
Arnie's got to flex.
Yeah.
He's going to do it.
The best is with the gun in the crook of his arm with the bicep. And it was like, which one are you going to shoot them with first, the gun or the bicep? I don't know.
It took him 45 minutes to get the pump there.
Yeah, to get the
for
pump
that scene.
Up. Yep.
He did it. It was on set. And he just kept doing sets until he felt the pump. And then he's like, right, my arm is ready. Let's fucking roll.
Shoot it now.
It's like, like when Dirk Diggler finally got a hard on. It was like, come on, Jack, I want to shoot now. I'm ready to fuck. This was his Dirk Diggler moment. He was flexing.
Get to the bicep.
Come on, I'm ready to fucking shoot this thing. I just love it. And fucking Billy, he's got his bag of meth. I'm scared, Major. Why, Billy? I've run out of gear.
Something out there.
What's going on? It's that nose of his. But look at Anna. She's a sneaky little bitch. Mm-hmm. She wants to get away. She's got a log in her hand. But Dutch is like, what's the matter? There's something in there. There's something in the fucking trees. Just look at him. He's off his tits. He's absolutely fucking high as a kite.
He's on a shitload of peyote.
That's right.
Whatever's in that pouch around his neck, it's some good shit.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at them fucking eyes.
It's starting to kick in, Dutch. I'm just saying.
He's got eyes like dustbin lids, literally.
Yeah.
Fucking, how many disco biscuits have you had, Billy? I don't know, Major. We said it at the same time. You fucker. Oh, dear. But look at that. If you look hard enough, it's like, them fucking pictures they used to put on the side of Pepsi cans, the stereophonic pictures or whatever they were.
Yeah, your eyes.
Yeah, if you squint hard enough, you can actually see that the predator's right there, right in the middle of that shot on that big branch.
Yep.
But it's like, what's the matter? And you get this sort of like vibe of something going off. But Anna's, look, she's getting ready. Poncho does a switch with Dylan. And she tries to have a warm and fuzzy moment with Poncho. Oh, what you like to do me, Isidora? But no, she... Yeah.
Mine does not echo.
But she twats Poncho and she starts making a run for it. And then it starts getting interesting because this predator's taking a great deal of interest. But Hawkins isn't doing anything wrong here. He's just trying to stop her. Yeah. But he's armed.
I actually think that is... So this is kind of the problem. Hawkins, you can tell that he's like the newest member of the team. He's kind of trying to fit in. It's why he's, made it his personal quest to get Billy to laugh. But at this point, this is someone they've already, as Dutch said, no, we don't take her with her. She'll give her away her position and all that. She's tried to escape a couple of times. Hawkins needs to just put her down physically, or, either kill her or just incapacitate her. But instead, he's kind of in negotiating mode, and that makes him unaware of his surroundings, which what gets him.
Yeah, he's not got that situational awareness yet. It's something you've got to learn. But something catches Anna's attention. And this was great. This is actually Jean-Claude Van Damme at this point. This is Jean-Claude Van Damme as the
wearing
Predator.
his Mantis Predator suit.
Yeah. I did show the pictures earlier, but you can tell that, I'm glad they did what they did in the visual department to cover it up. Because originally, it didn't have that, like the cloak. They invented that to cover up the fucking footage from the Jean-Claude Van Damme suit.
Well, that was just a brilliant idea. It reminds me very much of the first Aliens movie where less is more. You don't get to see everything straight away. It builds up the tension throughout the film. And
well, if you've got the ultimate hunter, you've got to have the ultimate camouflage to be a successful hunter.
Yeah. And
they played it down. And later in the franchise, they played it down in every subsequent movie.
Yeah, well, you can never get back the reveal of the Predator. That's one shot and you did it, right? And it's in the original movie. And so then after that, it's, well, how do we embiggen everything and just turn everything to 11? And it's like, well, you can't really. But I think this is, example of like when they left and thought about it, and they're like, okay, this Mantis thing ain't working. This isn't working out. But what modern movies did? Oh, we're going to reshoot everything. They didn't have the budget, nor did anyone really have the stomach to go and do that again, because this was a miserable shoot. And they they did so much work, like, you know, because this is literally in the jungle, and they were cutting things down to be able to get light, to both get enough exposure, but also to get like these highlights to give the jungle some depth. To redo all that would have been a pain in the ass. And so instead, you have some adversity, and then clever people go, you know what we should do? Make like this really cool camo that hides it, and it just makes the movie better, right? And so those constraints and the adversities you run into, really good people figure out how to actually use that and end up with a better product. The really shit ones go back and spend another $100 million reshooting things.
They turned the weakness of the film into its actual advantage in the end.
Right, exactly.
Sword in the Storm says, harming the prisoner would have immediately turned the audience against the team. And I agree with that.
Well, yeah. But again, that's the character of Hawkins, right? That he's supposed to be the kind of the young one that isn't familiar. That's what gets him killed. But he's trying to do the right thing.
He's green, isn't he? He's still green. He's still wet behind the ears. Sword also says, this movie in its original form would have flopped big style. I agree with that. It would have been absolute shit. This would have just been straight to video, really, if you think about it.
I mean, it probably would have done all right. It certainly wouldn't have done 5 times its budget. You know,
but at least I got the pump in that shot. 45 minutes.
Well, Jay, you and I have talked about the rewatchability of the film. I think the rewatchability would have been gone too.
Yeah.
I mean, who would, no one would rewatch this film and be like, okay, I did see it back in the 80s. I don't ever want to watch it again. Now,
right.
Like I watched it 3 weeks ago and I'd watch it again tomorrow. It's a great film.
Yeah.
Do you think this would have
Extra? I'm not watching Extra again.
In its original form, if they hadn't changed things, do you think this just would have been one of those Friday night fillers on HBO?
Yeah.
Yes. It would have been a B film that my wife might have introduced to me years later. I wouldn't have seen it in the theater because I would have seen the trailer showing the alien, and I'd be like, nope, I'm going to skip it. And it would, like say, watch on HBO, or you went to Blockbuster and you rented it, but it wasn't a movie you were going to spend, whatever we would have spent in 1987 to see this film.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, if nothing else, we could have gone to the movie theaters and been like, look at these 5 other movies that I'd rather see. I'll catch this one on VHS when we're having a guys' night and we're just watching schlock or something.
Yep.
But the thing
is, we get a bundle of films. You get like 3-4 films. Like you're drinking beer and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this film became the epitome of the 80s action movie, and it set the tone for everything else that pretty much followed it, because clever writing and turning your disadvantage into your main advantage really worked out. And then this Predator guy should work in a fucking supermarket in the butcher section, because he can fucking certainly butcher somebody dead quick.
Yeah.
They're all impressed that Anna didn't get away and she's covered in somebody else's blood. And then, same thing happened to Hopper and my man. But she's shit scared. And then Poncho's like, have you found Hawkins? I can't tell. And it's just a pile of intestines and just dead meat.
Yep.
So Poncho tries to interrogate Anna, and she's just coming back with a load of bollocks, like the jungle come alive and just took him away. And she's like, Dylan's just like, he just can't believe it. He just thinks it's incredulous. And he's just like, oh, she's full of shit. That's not what she said at all. And
what she said doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Even Dutch says, look at her. She's fucking terrified. Wait a minute. Why didn't he take his gun and his radio? Which is a very valid point.
Hopper. They did the same thing to Jim Hopper.
Yeah.
With Hawkins' body pound. But this
in certain scenes along these parts of the film, Carl Weathers actually just acts instead of overacting. Yes. I think there's been a bit of like a one-upmanship between him and Arnold Schwarzenegger in places, and that kind of hurts the film in places.
Well, I think it's if you look at the first half, what you get is the we're going to out macho everything. Once you hit this scene and just keep going, they're now acting, because now this is a return to realism.
Yeah.
And also like a building of character. So Dylan he has an understanding, he already come to a conception that this is just it's a couple of guys running around trying to do psyops, right? Because he's from CIA. That's how he views the world. And so he gets married to that concept, whereas the others are kind of looking and going, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't match up with what the behaviors would be for that. But Dylan is stuck on that because, again, it explains the world to him. The other ones are a bit more open-minded about, okay, let's just analyze what we have on the ground and then adjust accordingly. And they have some problems putting it together until Billy says, like a hunter. And then they kind of figure it out, right?
Yeah, the penny drops, doesn't it, for the lot of them?
Yeah.
Vex says, this is a masterful genre transitioning. The movie does a complete 180 and does that with subtle storytelling, not an onslaught of over-exposition. Well, absolutely. Yeah, it does. You're right.
Yep, the tone totally changes at this point.
Yeah.
The hunters have become the hunted.
Hunted, yeah.
And we suddenly become very realistic.
That was the basis of the original plot, because that centered on what it's like to actually be hunted. Instead of, you doing all the killing, you become, the opposite of that story.
Yeah, I mean, we're the especially with our technology as they have it with weapons, we are the apex predators of the planet. There's no, bring on the polar bear. If I have a minigun, I'm taking that thing to pieces, right? And then we'll all have kebabs later.
God, can you imagine if sharks could fucking use miniguns? We would be fucked.
But that's and then so you have, and again, you built these men up as the most dangerous of all predators, right? Of all the humans, these are the most dangerous. And the predator goes, "Yep, I'm going to have me some of that," and begins to start just taking them out easily. And they are at a loss and confused and understanding. All of their training no longer fits this situation.
Do you want to know something which kind of scares me in a way? The side-on view of that minigun there, it just looks like a rickety piece of shit. That's 6,000 rounds a minute, and it just looks like some fucking, I don't know, some MacGyver bullshit.
Well, it kind of was some MacGyver bullshit from GE. It operates unlike any guns that we normally do. So there's no like gas recoil or anything like that. It is all mechanical. So if you have a dud round, it doesn't stop it. It just keeps cycling through.
Brian says Tandy special, yeah. Dutch isn't that good because he doesn't notice that there's a shit ton of blood running down that branch there. He's that wrapped up in the situational awareness. He doesn't. He's not aware of that. Lots of blood everywhere. And Hawkins, he's strung and hung already. Intestines gone and stripped down to absolutely nothing. Crikey.
Yep. Found the gut pile, and this is how you would do a deer. You would gut it and then hang it on a gambrel and bleed it out.
But this is quite ironic. Blaine's there. He's got this big honking fucking minigun. And he's like, "Come on in, you fuckers. Come on in." And he's ready. He's cocked and he's ready to go. "Come on in, you fuckers." And it's a fucking porcupine or capybara or some fucking crazy jungle,
I think.
And he's like, "Huh." And it's like all that fucking like adrenaline had built up, and it's like, what the fuck? And he just turns around, and then it's like, whoosh, just comes out of nowhere. He's just absolutely covered in fucking blood, and he's just in shock. He just can't believe what the fuck's gone off. And then you get these like plasma bolts coming down, and he's fucking dead. Straight away. Max, the first one there, he sees his bestie getting taken out. In fact, funny thing is, he gets shot in the back. Why isn't it gone through the fucking pack?
Let's not talk about that. It's best not mentioned because that's a continuity error that's existed in this for a while.
It shot him in the back. There's no trace of any damage to that magazine. But
that was when the magazine shrunk down very small again.
Yeah.
We've noticed it resizes regularly.
It's like Optimus Prime's fucking trailer. Where the fuck does that go when he transforms?
Goes in his prison pocket.
Yeah. It's one of those magical plot devices nobody actually can figure out.
Yep.
But the look on Mac's face, I mean, that's fucking good acting for Bill Duke.
Yeah.
Because Bill Duke really didn't have that much range, bless him. But
he's in a bunch of films, though, for lack of range. He's Commando and
but he filled a need. He filled a need.
Well, he did fill a need, and he was good at that particular need.
He's always a tough badass.
Yeah,
that just wasn't impressed. In fact, he usually played pretty stone faced in the movies he did, especially the blaxploitation movies he did in the 70s.
Yeah, but there we go. There's Jean-Claude Van Damme in his fucking bug suit. and they kept those ridiculous fucking eyes. But thank God for special effects, how they made that light refracting armor. Actually, the prisming actually acted as it could reflect bullets. I didn't know that up until a couple of days ago when I did some deep diving on it. And I just thought that was bullshit. But it actually can repel ammunition. Obviously, it didn't do so good when he was running away. Because Mac just starts fucking unloading. There we go. If it bleeds, we can fuck it. Sorry,
Well,
if it bleeds, we can kill it.
Then? I didn't know what you just mentioned either. But if that's true, then he shouldn't have been hit when Mac is shooting at him.
Yeah.
I think it must have been, because he's running away, it hit him in the calf in a weak point of that light prisming armor. But, I tried to get my head around it, and I'm like, is this canon?
I don't think so. I mean, because again, the movie is smart. Let's not explain shit. Shit just happens, right? And the fact is that you can't. Because all Mac sees is the eyes.
Yeah,
and so he just draws down and starts shooting. He might be lucky to get, because again, once the predator turns and runs, he can't see it. All he has to do is move to the right and get away from his aim point.
So he picks up the minigun, and
now we're going to do some landscaping.
Like, this is extreme gardening.
Yes.
I need this in Florida.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make my yard work so quick.
Is it moist where you are, gamer? If it
just
is,
a little. You see
Smilex might be your man. He's a purveyor of moistness.
Yeah, that's my backyard.
Babe, the backyard's getting a little tall. All right, I'll get the minigun. I'll fix that.
They just unload. This is just brazen macho bullshit right there. They just gung-ho go for it, firing away. And I tell you something, who needs a fucking weed whacker from Walmart when you've got this fucking minigun?
Let's go.
But like you were saying about the battery, as soon as he lets go of that, boof, it stops dead. Just click, it's done.
So beautiful.
What's this? Here we go. Vex says, it doesn't need to tell us anything because everything we need to know is told indirectly. Right. Well, yeah. I mean, that is just a side effect of good storytelling, to be fair.
Yeah. Let the audience's imagination fill in the gaps. They're going to come up with something more terrifying than you could show.
Well, if you think about it, what you don't see leads to theater of the mind.
Yes. That's the point.
And that's good. The whole fact that you can't fucking see this thing, it leaves the audience and the viewer to fill in those blanks. And it's the limit of your imagination what cooks up what's left.
Yeah, it also puts you in the same role as the characters. You don't know really what's going on. You saw the eyes, you saw a little outline, and then it runs away. You've been given some information, but you're like, well, I know more, but I don't know what the hell I know because I just saw, Hawkins up in the tree. That's it, right?
Well, they never found Hawkins, did they?
Right.
Bless him. But they make some astonishing thing here. Blaine gets shot in the back. His ammo's perfectly fine. The backpack, not a fucking mark on it. And Mac gets to fire off the rest of his magazine. But the wound is cauterized. He's completely hollowed out, Blaine.
No powder burns, no shrapnel. All fused, cauterized.
Yeah.
What the hell could have done this to a man?
Plasma gun, a Yorkshire plasma gun.
Phase plasma right from the 40-watt range.
Only what you see here, pal.
Oh.
Sergeant, what did you see? We fucking hit nothing, says Poncho. Yeah. And they didn't. I mean, apart from that taking... It's funny, he gets shot in the calf when he's running away, but it's in his upper thigh.
Yeah.
When he takes the bullet out. So, yet again, we get another fucking continuity error. So they're setting up a defensive position. Dutch sends Mac off to set some claymores and shit, but he says he's going to take care of Blaine's body first. Anna decides to... That's fucking stupid, isn't it? Hang on a minute. This blood's, luminous green. I'm just going to fucking get a handful of it and then rub it around. You never know. It could be the next
things
fucking
in the
big
jungle is
thing.
always a great idea, especially when you don't know what it is. It's not like any of that is dangerous.
And this just shows you how closed off Dylan's become working for the CIA. He hasn't got that situational awareness there. Doesn't even notice that green blood. But she rubs it on her britches. Max sets up some claymores. And he's saying nothing's going to get in here without tripping something off. And we get this poignant moment again. He's lost his brother. He just still can't get over that fact.
We do have that the great thing where Dutch is like he was a good soldier, and Matt goes, he was my friend. And you kind of see that hit a little different. It's like, we're not just brothers in arms. This was my friend. That means something to these men. It's not just, somebody, oh yeah, he was good in a firefight or something like that. Nah, he's my friend. And then you have this conversation where you really understand how close they were.
Yeah. He shares one last drink with his buddy, leaves him his flask. Meanwhile, Anna's like, this shit can't be good. I've just rubbed all this on my leg near my tuppence. I might not be having kids now.
Alien jizz.
Yeah.
She might be having kids.
I doubt it.
So anyway, the latest Predator movie.
Predator. He's took one for the team. Yeah, it's gone from being in his calf to being in his leg. And then we get a first real glimpse of the Predator, but not too much. Not too much to give the game away, but you get a nice shot of his bracer and a bit of his medical kit. And they have this magical juice they pour on everything. If you notice, he had the magical juice in Predator 2. It was also in the first AVP, but a blue one, which dissolved all the evidence.
Yeah.
But it's funny, how can these creatures develop all this great technology and they can't articulate the hands very well because of the nails? Do you know what I mean? It makes it a bit incredulous.
Well, it's kind of like that secretary you have that has the 6-inch nails, but she's a typist, and somehow things get
does 90 words a minute.
Yeah.
Or the lady from Recall who can change her fingernail color at a whim to the color of a preference that she thinks somebody might be interested in. But anyway, he does a bit of surgery on him.
This is all part of the Hunter's standard kit.
Yeah.
So he's come fully equipped.
He's fully
and I think
prepared.
This is again, if you wouldn't have had the opening shot where it's the alien drop down or whatever, to begin with, you're like, I don't know, is this some supernatural BS or something like that? This scene would have been the grounding. This is actually a living thing, and it has technology. This is
of all the places he could have got shot where he's got the least amount of armor.
Well, given the amount of bullets that are coming out, you're going to get hit somewhere.
Yeah, but this guy's from Yorkshire Prime. He's the fucking best. But what makes me laugh is he pulls out that bullet and he fucking screams. Only Billy and Anna hear it. The rest of them, they're all busy on the sat phone thing, making a contact with an AWACS plane, trying to find an extraction point. Anna, at this point, she's fucking shitting bricks. He saw he fucking need a change of underwear.
Yeah.
So he gets on the radio and he goes, "We're assets, expendable assets, Dylan." That's where the realization kicks in. Dylan realizes he's just as fucked as the rest of these people.
Yeah, but he tries to play it off, like it comes with the job.
Sword says, from the AVP wiki as noted in one of Isabella's recordings in Predator, hunting grounds, however, the Yorkshire do not have engineers or scientists for their technology. Hey, that's a good point. 2 out of 1, 2. Thus, they do not do maintenance. If something breaks, they abandon that piece of tech. Isabel further notes that while the technology works for them, they don't know how it works for them.
Again, this is why you shouldn't have had anything after this movie. Stop explaining things. It only gets dumber.
Well, I always say Alien should have been a standalone film. As much as I love Aliens,
I agree.
There wasn't a need for a continuation. Ripley, she killed the beast. She finally got to sleep, and you're left with that. Did she ever make it home?
Yep.
And they had to ruin that mystique.
Yep.
So Max explaining what he saw, and then it's like, them eyes, motherfucker, them eyes. And they're all kind of shitting it. So Poncho tries to get a bit more information out of her. And it's like, she just keeps saying the whole same fucking thing. The jungle came alive and took him. And Billy, man, you know something. I'm scared, Poncho. Bullshit, Billy. You ain't afraid of no man. I know this. We're all going to die.
There's something out there, and it ain't no man.
It's waiting for us. Well, that's just a great line, and the Dutch is like, "What the fuck?" So anyway,
and Dylan with the man's losing it. There's just 3 or 4 guys out there zipping around the drug. Dutch is like, you still don't get it, do you, Dylan?
Oh dear. There's always one in a group, isn't there, that has to fucking downplay everything.
Yeah. Now here comes one of the greatest scenes in this movie.
Yeah. Bill Duke acts the fucking fuck out of this scene.
Oh my God, this is great.
Da, 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 da. And that music's so poignant. Yet again, Alan Silvestri. He comes up with something that really fits the bill.
It's very reminiscent of Taps, but it isn't.
And that's amazing. You hear the tiniest of cracks. Billy's the first one aware. Mac's second in, and he's already there. And one of these claymores goes off. Mac grabs hold of this fucking thing, and I love this bit.
Something bigger?
Yeah, fuck you, Parker. Fuck you.
You killed a pig. Bill Duke thinks Mac thinks he's got fucking revenge for the death of his best mate. When he realizes he's killed a wild boar, he's just like, oh fuck. It was then at that moment Mac realized he fucked up. Hey, at least it's bacon for breakfast in the morning.
Yeah.
And then it's like the girl, and they all go running back for her. And why didn't she get away? Well, she's fucking shitting her pants. She ain't going nowhere. Major, I think you need to come and look at this. Yep. And then, the Predator's been in and took his trophy. But it's just, fucking, they don't even know what they're dealing with.
Well, they're starting to realize that, again, the everything that the kind of their understanding, they were going to set up, triple, because these guys are the best, right? Everything is wired around here. And the only thing that set off a flare was that hog coming in. And yet somehow Blaine's body was taken. Blaine's a big man. I don't know how the hell you walked in and took that body and walked out.
Yeah. Like it were just nothing, like a fucking sack of taters.
Yeah.
In and out. And then, come on, no more games. What did you see? And then she goes on to tell him exactly what's going off when the big man was shot, And I saw its blood was on a leaf. If it bleeds, we can kill it. So he lets Anna go. Fucking Dylan's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, we all need to fucking work together to survive here. So yet again, they set up some more claymores and traps. And Dylan comes out with the line, you really think all this Boy Scout bullshit's going to work? And it gets to a point where he kind of concedes, doesn't he? And he actually joins in and tries to help him survive, because they go full on MacGyver.
Well, he gets shamed, right? Because he's like, you can see how Traps, maybe you can't see this. Instead of complaining, why don't you do something? All right, yep, here we go.
And there's another good line coming up, but Bill Duke's character keeps doing all this dry shaving. And he's just so fixated on revenge at this point, he doesn't even realize he's fucking cutting half of his face off. And he snaps the fucking razor blade. If you go back, you look, that you could tell that's been cut.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to do a Billy laugh there. And he's like, what the fuck? And then here's where she tells this story. The old ladies in the village told a strange story on the hottest years where we find our men being butchered. And sometimes she comes out with some ramblings. The demon who makes trophies of men, but only in the hottest years.
Well, so until we get to AVP, in which they're in Antarctica for some reason.
Yeah. And I like this line from Dylan. What are you going to do next? Cheese?
Yeah.
So Dutch goes up, and he knows where all the trips are. So he just goes up to find out if he can draw this fucking thing out. That was the image they used on a lot of the branding for the video games and stuff like that. That and one very similar, if you remember.
Yep.
Like on the VHS cover as well, where it like got that like a heat, like a target type shape.
They also used this outline, I think, for Contra, the video game.
Yeah,
on the cab.
On Commodore 64 and on the Amiga. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, he sort of like moves forward, and they're all fucking tense. If you notice, right, Poncho's hair has significantly got a lot longer.
It definitely wasn't a reshoot, so it's fine.
Yeah, you could tell. Yeah, they could tell this is in the reshoot territory because his hair's grown at least an inch and a half.
Yep. maybe he's just that scared now.
Cruel Birab says in the chat he had Predator 1 and 2 on the Atari ST. Yeah, good game. MC says my original VHS had that cover. Yeah, the one we were talking about. So yeah, Dutch, he's like, what the fuck? So he's just about to turn around. Woof! That trap gets fucking got off. And I've noticed the Predator sounds like a total pussy. It's wee, 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 wee. What the fuck? A big strapping alien chap like that is 9'1", and he's got a cock the fucking length of the Mississippi River. And yet he's like the biggest fucking pussy when he's up in the air.
I mean, if you get that surprise thumb up your butt, you're going to get a little higher in the registers too. And that's kind of what he's dealing with right there.
Well, and it's the first time he's been stopped too.
Yeah,
it's probably
he's got stopped by something he couldn't see.
Right.
He's got this amazing technology what couldn't just see plants.
You can hear the predator going, he tricked us.
The hunter's getting humbled somewhat if you think about it.
It's realizing these guys might be a little more dangerous than he thought.
So all these plasma blasts keep firing off. There's one there at the very top left of that picture. Hits that tree there, snaps it off, and it hits Poncho straight in the chest and breaks all his fucking ribs.
Oh, I know. I was like, oof.
Yeah, it was a bad day to be Poncho.
Yes, it was. I can make it. I don't know about that.
He's busted up pretty bad, Major. Yeah, in your fucking dreams, pal. But Max sort of like he wants to get his pound of flesh. Dylan actually gets to see the Predator for real now. Instead of being in total disbelief at everything, he actually gets humbled himself at this point. So he can't see anything, and then it kind of reveals it. This is the first proper reveal, full on. And it's taken like 3/4 of the film just to get to this point. So Dylan now knows it's not just a couple of guys fucking running around.
It's not a couple of sappers running around here.
Yeah. It's not some damn psych job.
Yeah.
Oh dear. He's a little bit deluded, bless him. So yeah, Dylan just can't fucking believe it, and he sees it running off. Max sees it too, and he goes fucking running after him. And like you rightly said, Jay, he starts singing the fucking lyrics wrong.
Yes.
Mac! Look, he's been on the pump again there. Look, you see that? He's been working on his tits.
Oh, yeah.
On his tits.
What's the matter?
Your tits.
Huh?
Your tits. Sorry, I'm getting a bit slow on the buttons now. And then, like, Dylan wants his bit of redemption now for Hopper and his men. And he's like, I can get this thing. So he, like, starts going off on his merry way. You could tell Carl Weathers has tried to do the best of the pump as well. Look, he's got his pecs and his tits and his abs going there. Dutch chucks him a little shitty gun. You're going to get far with that, mate. Don't worry. I'll save you a seat on the chopper. Yeah. So here we go. He's busted up pretty bad. I can make it. There you go. Was it you, Jay? What was doing that?
I can make it. He was like, all right. I don't know about that. I saw that log hit you. You
Look
don't
at his
have
fucking
ribs.
hair. It's like he's a fucking extra in La Bamba now.
I'm telling you, man, that log hits you. Your hair will get knocked out another inch or so as well.
Yeah, Jesus. So yeah, Poncho's a bit worse for wear now. He's pretty much dead weight at this point, and they're all getting slowed down. Max fucking run off. He's just full on wants to get this thing.
Gonna have me some fun tonight.
I'm gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have some fun.
So anyway, Dylan tries to find him, and he's like, over here. And this is the weird thing, Max actually talking to him, and the Predator's sort of like imitating him, but not at this point.
Yeah, that's when he goes, Mac, and he just grabs him.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, he grabs him from behind. This is how good Max character is. He can sneak up on Dylan. Dylan was about to shit his pants, and he kind of he clams him up and gets him to calm down and go, look, I see you.
And out there, passing trees.
But, the Predator's just having a fucking laugh at their expense. He could
Yeah,
see
he's
those
like, I
guys.
definitely can't see you guys. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, he can see these guys clearly. Now I can see this. We can get this thing back. So they tried to do a bit of a plan to pincer movement on the Predator.
We both got scores to settle.
Yeah, but this is a great scene. This is so simple but so effective. You know, we're not aware of the 3 laser dots at this point.
Yep.
So Mac goes looking for it. Boof, he's gone.
And this is so disappointing because again, I mean, Mac, you've been like, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna cut your name into him, and he's wanting his revenge, and then he just gets popped like, you know, you're done.
Yeah, but when it comes to trophies, a little bit later on, his skull it really does stand out amongst the rest. But I like that. This is like in Alien, you know, after Kane's death.
Yeah, with the
and
twitch.
the nerves are still going, and his arms are flapping, and his legs are going. Well, Mac's leg's still on the go, isn't it?
Yep, still got that kick.
And then he is like, over here. And then he sees that Mac's dead, and he turns around. And then he's scoping around, isn't he, trying to figure out what's going off. And then he gets the eyes, the old Jean-Claude Van Damme bit there. This is like pre-reshoot. But you could tell it's completely different.
Yeah, they're doing everything they can to try and sort of make it look similar, but okay, we get the eyes.
But I like this. You know, fucking Dylan picks up his gun, starts shooting, and he gets the old targeting beam on his arm, gets his arm completely shot off. Then I tried to get it at that precise point where Dylan turns around and you see his fucking shirt up his own back. You know, you could see his arm up his own back.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is the hand that keeps firing the gun. The finger is not even close to the trigger. It's just flopping around. Yeah,
it's like, how the fuck is it doing that?
Yeah.
And then the blades come out, and then he's fucking toast. Originally killed by Jean-Claude Van Damme, and then it's like
humiliation.
You hear Dylan screaming out, and Billy just like chucks his gun and everything out. Billy, come on, stop fucking around.
Like,
but no, he wants to go mano a mano with this thing, doesn't he? He's got
that Charlie's really kicked in now. He's up for it.
Yeah,
that's right.
Hang on. Where's his pouch? It's wrapped around his hand now. He's had a good fucking snort. Yep. He's got it on hand ready.
He's absolutely off his tits.
Yeah, but he like marks himself, doesn't he, in like some kind of Indian ritual or something.
Well, it's facing death and doing it bravely, and you know, let's go. And
Mm.
but the thing is, the irony is, you don't get to see Billy's death.
Nope.
You just see that's it. That's all you
do.
hear.
It's even worse that it's left to the imagination.
Yes,
yeah.
And then you see afterwards that he's very much like he respects Billy's skull a lot. Because he's, he polishes it and he kind of, rubs his fingers along the eye ridges.
When you said rubs I'm glad you said something else there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
MC says in the chat, on my original VHS, you can see Carl Weathers' real arm strapped down under a fake shot arm.
Yeah.
But it was cut out on the DVD and Blu-ray versions. That's probably why I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
But I knew for a definite I'd seen a version with his arm up his fucking back, and you can see it quite clearly.
Yep.
So, like, Anna's shitting herself at this point, and they're, like, looking around. And then she looks up in the tree, sees the Predator there. Poor old Poncho. It was a fucking bad day to be Poncho. He's busted up pretty bad now.
Man, he was only 3 days from retirement, too.
Yeah. Anna tried to get a gun, and Arnie kicks it out of her hand, but he gets shot. And like anybody else would be dead at this point, but no, it's only a bit of a scratch on Arnie.
Well, it hits his gun. That's the
no. Look, the plasma blast is clearly behind the gun.
Yeah, except that when they show it later, the gun is broken, and that's where it got hit.
Yeah, I think that's implausible at this point.
It's just a flesh wound.
Yeah.
When I pumped up before they shot me. It bounced off my tits because they're so firm.
Exactly.
So here we get the classic line. Get to the chopper. Is that this button?
Huh?
No, it's not that button.
What's the matter?
No.
Do you think you could have found something bigger?
No.
Yeah, fuck you, Roger. Fuck you.
I love these buttons.
Get to the chopper!
Well, there we go. I found it eventually. They don't label themselves up. You just have to fucking guess on this thing. So she goes to the chopper. He tries getting away. It's amazing that he's crawling around on the ground in absolute fucking agony. Then next thing he's running around. But you get to hear things from the Predator's point of view. The Predator actually breathes methane. You know, it's got its life support in its helmet, but it can function in our atmosphere for a very limited amount of time. This was established in the Dark Horse AVB comic. If Destron's still knocking about, he'll know this for a fact because we both read it. And you get to see some great point of views from the Predator's point of view, bizarrely enough. And I love it because you get to find out a bit more about what's going off. Arnie's running away, you're like, fuck. And then he slips and then he goes down like the most natural like water slide ever. Oh, shit. He goes flying off this fucking cliff.
Yeah, I think here, so if you notice like the change in the film grain, I'm wondering if the primary camera on this shot failed and they had to use the backup and they're using like 16 millimeter or it was running at normal speed and wasn't running at high, so they had to artificially slow it down. So you get
there's
really
a massive difference in stock quality between that shot and like you say, these shots here. Like this might be just B-roll.
Yeah.
Just could be poor lighting.
I think it was backup camera.
No, there's a difference there in stock.
Yeah,
I mean,
the grain is different and all that. I mean, it's like 16 millimeter, which is what you would use as kind of what you use for dailies and things like that.
Yeah, just look at the quality there, gamer, of the clouds and the trees. You know, there's some good definition there and good quality in color tone. But then you go to this, and it's just fucking grainy. It's out of focus.
Well, the only reason I suggest that is because when I'm doing the same camera pointed in the same direction, when the sun swings around the trees in my backyard, the image quality degrades significantly because it's trying to capture light that isn't there. And in that shot, when you see him falling, the light's backlit in the trees there. So that's why I only suggest maybe it could be lighting. But I think to Jay's point and your point, it could be a different stock of film. But that was the first thing that came to mind to me, is that they are in the jungles of Mexico. And however that shot was taken, it was when the sun was going down.
Can I put something to you?
Yeah.
I think out of all the cameras that they got set up to record that gig, right, that was the particular camera that got the shot. And they used it no matter what. I mean, the other, say they got
that's why I think it was the backup that the primary for some reason either had like, a big lens flare or something like that. And so they really only had like the dailies camera that caught the shot, and they weren't going to do it again because they didn't realize it until they developed the film.
Like I say, that was the camera that got the shot, and they were happy with it. And, production at this point was getting a bit tedious, I think, and very expensive. So they just thought, fuck it, it'll be all right on the night. And that's what they did.
True that they're not going to have the guy jump off the water, jump off
you're not
that
going to
ledge
multiple
again.
times. Yeah. Well, they could have had they realized it, had they had the budget. But again, they are in Mexico in the jungle. It's not like, I'll just look at the digital video that I just shot. No, you have to go get that developed.
Yep.
And when you get it developed, you realize, oh shit, we lost it. You'd have to go and set that shot back up again.
That's why you have your dailies camera.
Yep.
But anyway, Arnie manages to get over his little log flume experience there, and he just happens to land in some mud. And then the Predator he's followed him. It's that good a hunter. It can find him even through water. So we get our first real proper full-on reveal of the Predator. It's had to turn off its light-bending armor. And there you go. You get to see it in the flesh. Look at that bracer. You creating an alien language, but in digital format. Like, do you remember the record, the album cover to Spirits in the Material World from the Police?
Mm-hmm.
That Ghost in the Machine. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Ghost in the Machine.
The black cover and the three members of the police are like done up, but in digital lettering.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly how this is, and I think it's fucking amazing. But it can't see Arnie, but it sees a bit of a heat trace, and we get to see it using its hunting technology. There we go. They've got the laser fucking targeting system there. And he fires his plasma cannon. And he gets covered in sparks, not the good kind, like the musical group.
Just only good enough for the both of us.
Dun, 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 dun. Get
still
your
have
head
angst in his
tash
pants?
on. Oh, if you're enjoying the show, please like the video. Because YouTube keeps telling me I'm not telling people to like stuff enough. So if you could do that, you could like it. If you're watching on the re-rub, give us a like, please. Could do with more likes. We're trying to get the channel out there. We're kind of floundering at the moment, truth be told. Anyway, moving swiftly on.
So there's one thing that a lot of people miss on the Arnold coming up out of the mud or whatever. And when he sees the Predator coming up, you can tell he's going to try and fight, and he reaches to his chest, and his knife is missing. That's why he then leans back in and tries to hide amongst the roots, which then allows him to realize what's going on. Right. So again, it's smart writing on that. The problem is his knife magically reappears later when he's making tools and stuff.
Perhaps he found it in the mud.
It could have been, yeah.
It could have been in Billy's stash.
Could have been in his prison pocket.
Yeah. No mention of Christopher Walken and watches. No. Anyway, you couldn't see me. Mr. Predator fucks off in a huff, but Arnie decides to fight back and use the environment and his survival skills to turn the tables and become the hunter himself. And he uses all this Boy Scout bullshit. It took 3 of them to lift that last time. Arnie can do it on his own now because he's that hard.
Well, he doesn't have those other men in his way now. So
he uses some little fucking poxy vine to pull up like a fucking 3-ton plank of wood.
Yep.
There's Billy.
I'm sure he found a pulley somewhere. That's how it worked.
I concocted a rudimentary device.
Archimedes was here with me the whole time.
I'm a fucking genius. Oh, dude, you have to laugh. Poor old Billy, he doesn't get a very gracious ending, does he?
Oh, he does, though. He gets a place of honor.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for the Predator.
Yeah.
He's being fisted by the Predator.
And look at that. Oh, poor old Billy's skull. And that all gets cleaned and polished. In the meantime, Dutch goes full-on fucking Boy Scout, fashions a bow and arrow and a shitload of arrows and stuff like that. Perfect. Look, he can fire straight through a tree. He turns some grenades from metal to palm leaves. How good a soldier is he?
Well, again, he's the if that thing can see our technology, then I'm gonna go ahead and adapt it to something it can't see.
Hey, look at that. Billy's skull stands out there. Look, it's got all the powder. In fact, to say there was no fusing or cauterization and all this malarkey,
no.
It certainly left a bit of a mark on Billy's Mac's skull. Yeah. Yep. He's lost some teeth too.
Yeah, there's
But
Billy's.
This Predator just fucking loves these skulls. So in the meantime, Arnie's suiting up in his mud.
Skull nuts.
Yeah. I love this bit when it goes, ah! It's like that Arnie's alphabet, Jay.
Yeah.
He's for
I think this is how he pronounces R.
Yeah. He basically sets up a challenge for the Predator here. And it's like, I'm not fucking missing out on this. I'm going to get Arnold Schwarzenegger's skull, maybe one of his pump biceps as well.
Yeah.
And he eats up his blades. Arnie starts a fire. Amazing that. All that wood's next to a river and it's probably fucking damp. But no, he can start an amazing fire. I love this bit where he's on a fucking tree waiting for the Predator, but the Predator comes to him. And then he swings like fucking Tarzan between the trees, leaves a branch sort of like twiddling away. Predator stops, has a look round, now carries on going, but he's kind of fucked himself up now because Arnie's set him up perfectly now. He's turned the tables on this mofo. What do you reckon, guys? Your analysis.
Well, it's a genius. He's created a heat source. He's realized he can't see body heat if he's covered in mud. And so I'm going to create a larger heat signature so I can take a shot at him.
Yeah, and he realizes that it uses the trees, so he's going to use them. He's trying to be unseen, but he's also trying to call the Predator into an area that he controls, the battle, right? He knows he set up traps and all of this. So I'd rather have the battle on my ground than try and escape and then just get caught out in the middle of an area I don't know.
In
and
the
like you
chat,
said, using the gunpowder and the bow and arrow and everything, he's diminished the weapons to something that he believes the predator can't see.
Right.
Well, like I say, he's turned every advantage the predator's got for himself into a weakness that he can exploit and use it against the predator. In the chat, MC says there was a rumor there was a fight scene between Billy and the predator, but it was cut out. I don't know how true that was. Yeah, I think there's lots of rumors. Punchable
I think it's
Face
better
says,
to leave it to the imagination.
well, yeah, it's open to
Far
interpretation.
And it may
Punchable
have been-
Face
it may have
says,
been shot
Billy,
with,
don't
John
be a
Connor.
hero. And our very own Z says in the chat, the skulls are ashtrays on the Yorkshire homeworld. I like that.
Like we did seashells.
By the seashore. Or the 3 seashells that you can crap in.
No, the ones that you normally flick your lighter ash in the pub. Well, when
Crikey.
you used to be able to smoke in pubs.
Oh, I miss those days. I used to love having a pint and a couple of fags after work.
What?
What are you laughing at?
It means something different in the United States.
Yeah, obviously, but
In the UK, it's quite normal to bum fags off your mate.
I've never heard anybody say over it like the Americans go, "Hey, can I bum a fag off you?" No, we don't say bum.
No.
If somebody says bum, it's usually with the words fancy in front of it.
No.
I just imagine all of your American listeners say you're in a pub having a couple of fags thinking you're in the Blue Oyster.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah. So here we go. We were saying that Arnie's turned the Predator's advantages into weaknesses. And like you said, Gamer, is using the fire to basically fox his heat vision, which he's obviously got filters against. Predator's not too fucking chuffed about this because he's just had the wind knocked out of his sails royally and he goes apeshit. For want
he
of a
also
better
gets
word.
his camo. His biggest advantage is disabled.
Yeah, it fucks his camouflage up.
Yeah, Arnie is doing to the Predator what the Predator did to the team. That we have our technology and we're competent. We know what's going on, and he's like, nah, you don't. And so he again starts taking hits and removing the advantages, and so the Predator's now on the back foot.
Yeah, it's all about turning that advantage into a weakness and a weakness into an advantage. But there's some great shots. I mean, look at that. The pyrotechnics guy did a fucking cracking job at this.
Oh, yeah.
But Arnie's like, this gets a bit silly in places. I mean, the final act kind of lets itself down a tiny little bit. You know, Arnie's doing this stupid fucking frogging, jumping around. The Predator's firing away at him. He couldn't see him. And now all of a sudden he can. But Arnie's starting to get a few knocks. The Predator can see, if you look there, he sees a bit of a branch loose in the wild.
Yep.
And then Arnie goes along that branch, that big log. And there's nothing worse than going along a big log, or is there, Z, and then bumping into a predator.
Oh, hello.
Over here, Z. Over here. Anytime. Turn around. Totally implausibly. Arnie manages to get right. Oh dear. Have you ever been under a log, Z? That's one for YouTube. Anyway, composing myself and moving swiftly on. Arnie picks up a stone and chucks it around. He's trying to get a handle on the Predator's location. So Predator starts kind of like tuning in and range finding, and he starts firing off randomly. So Arnie starts chucking stuff around. This particular bit here seemed a little bit pointless.
Oh, I like it because it shows the Predator adapting, realizing, okay, I can't see this thing heat wise, but I have to like be aware of environment. And I hear something and I start tracking it because, oh, maybe that's Arnold moving around, right? Because he's already seen like, here's a little twig, shaking as Arnold's run by it. So he's trying to infer from the environment. And again, Arnold is smart enough to go, here, let me toss that as a distraction. The Predator
I'm going to
locks
toss
on
you off.
Yeah.
Have you ever been tossed off?
frequently in a pub with some fags.
Nice. Did you bum them?
Yes.
You've got to love being lost in translation. Arnie chucks his big stick, which goes off and shocks the predator because it explodes in his face.
Z, have you ever had somebody toss their big stick at you and it went off?
Oh, on numerous occasions.
No, I thought so.
Nice. If it bleeds, we can fuck it.
Oh.
Bleeding bastard. I didn't have enough room on my soundboard for that, but that always made me chuckle when it goes bleeding bastard.
Bleed, you bastard.
So he starts following this trail of blood, but doesn't realize he's actually being conned. And then you hear these drips behind him, and it's like, oh shit, it's behind me, isn't it? Yeah, you fuck now, mate. But he's turned Billy's magic stash into something a bit more punchy, explosive. He makes a grenade, and then he makes a run for it. And he picks the worst branch in fucking Brazil or wherever it is, Val Verde. The predator fucking shoots it, and he ends up in the drink. He's got no more camouflage, and I just love this bit because it's like they sort of reframed the shot, didn't they, to get the knives in?
Yeah,
and he just looks like he's gone from looking quite intelligent there to just being some Austrian dumbass. Oh wait.
He was starting to get tired waiting on the predator. He's like, I'm going to take a nap. No, I need to stay awake. Oh,
but he just does looks a total fucking dumbass here.
Yeah.
Predator's like, I've had a fucking enough of you. I'm going to kick your ass now. But it's just funny how the predator hears our words and stuff in our atmosphere, and it sounds completely different to him.
Yeah.
But obviously the helmet's doing a lot of the translation. But Predator's had enough of this. He's going to go one-on-one with Dutch face-to-face, and he takes off his helmet. Have you seen a Predator take off his helmet in your presence, Z?
Well, on many occasions, you'll be surprised what you find under there.
And
I do like this, though, because it's a reveal, another reveal on top of the Predator reveal. It's like the aliens in Aliens, but then you see the alien queen as something better there.
We'll get the epic line. You one ugly motherfucker. Punchable Face says face reveal at 5k subs. Yeah, I'm fucking dreaming. 5k subs probably in 5 years. I'm doing a big giveaway at 1k. I might
give away some panel members.
A knife with Z.
How would you like your all-inclusive Z? Comes with batteries, comes fully assembled, and it has opposable arms and legs. You can bend him in any way as you like.
Bid now, and you could spend a weekend with Scotty.
Moving swiftly on. You one ugly motherfucker. He doesn't like that line, does he? He goes all fucking apeshit, and he just wants to fight now. But he's got all these little. I mean, look at that. It's got like a fucking rabbit skull and a squirrel skull. Why?
Squirrel skull.
Is that when
you know that's not the rabbit from Holy Grail?
Yeah, it could be the rabbit. Yeah,
I didn't think about that. So he picks up another fucking worse log in Valverde, tries to hit him, and it just fucking obliterates across his bracer. And he goes, "Bad idea, bad move." It's when the dialogue gets fucking really sloppy at this point. It's like you could tell Shane Black wasn't involved at this point.
I actually wonder if Shane Black was involved at this point a bit, or that Arnold was kind of throwing his weight around and saying, you know, I need to have. I
don't know. There's a drastic reduction in quality.
Well, it resorts to the one-liners, like, you know, was happening during the attack on the camp. You know,
yeah, but they worked. They were done classy.
Well, they weren't, but what they did is they fit the tone of the look. This is a Commando part 2, and so the stupid lines can work. And then when you get to this, where the stakes are really up, it's like, what's going on with this? Stop.
And he tries punching this thing, and it just makes the most pitiful little slap. But then Predator's like, "Yeah, you pussy," and he starts beating the fuck out of Arnie. And Arnie's taking a real good fucking thrape in here, and the Predator's just loving it. He's just getting off on the violence. But Arnie, he's a bit more clever than we're led to believe, because he's actually leading the Predator into his little makeshift little trap. But Predator's not so fucking daft.
Yeah,
He
he's kind
starts
of
going
learned
for
from
him.
you in your little trixies.
Yeah. Old Arnie's like,
Come on, do it! I'm here!
Kill me! I'm here. What are you waiting for? Christmas? But he can feel these fucking things. He's like, you dumbass, like I'm gonna fucking fall for that. And Arnie's like, oh fuck. But then he realized, doesn't the Predator there, for anybody in the UK, you'll get this, but doesn't the Predator there look like that bird out of EastEnders that goes, Ricky, oh Ricky, the ginger girl?
Oh, what Bianca?
Is that her name?
Yeah, in the program, yeah, he's
Really
Bianca.
scrutty looking ginger minge.
Yeah.
Big Ricky, Ricky, what you doing, Ricky? That's what the fucking Predator looks like. What did he say her name? Where? Bianca.
Bianca.
It's EastEnders, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's her. Make those dreadlocks ginger. Ricky, what are you doing, Ricky?
He looks like the kind of woman that goes to Tesco's in a dressing gown and slippers.
Oh God, no. You see that everywhere these days. It's normalised.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Anyway, Arnie's done a big logger and he's got it up in a tree. Have you ever done a big logger up in a tree, Z?
I most certainly have. I did one before we came on stream, which is why I was late.
Nice. Nice.
Son of a bitch.
I was late. Trouble getting down.
What's the matter?
It's a big tree.
Huh?
Arnie's perplexed. So anyway, Arnie uses his last resort, his big massive log up in a tree, kicks that away. And, what's her name? Bianca there. Ricky, what are you doing, Ricky? Gets hit by a massive fucking log. It's like a 7-ton log. Arnie lifted it up. Look at me, I've got the pump. Ah, dear. He's the pump meister. And Arnie's like, oh, totally bollocksed. And he picks up a big fucking stone. He's going to kill it. And what the fucking hell are you? And it just goes, what the hell are you? But he's going to get the last laugh. Yeah. So, old Bianca looking a bit worse for wear. We get to see what things really look like in the Predator's unfiltered vision. Arnie looks black there.
Well, he was wearing blackface earlier in the movie.
Yeah. I'm surprised nobody called him out on that when he was the governor of California. But the Predator has got one last ace up its sleeve, quite literally. Its invisibility bracer doubles as a weapon of mass destruction. And the Predator's like, and we get this beautiful digital countdown. And the Predator's like, you fuck, mate. I'm getting the last laugh. So Arnie does one. And that bracer converts the Predator into a small nuclear device. Boom.
Yeah, it's like an implosion device because you see things like suck into it and then it goes.
Yeah, again, that's technology they don't quite understand, but they know how to use. This is actually Kevin Peter Hall, who played the Predator. He gets his little cameo at the end.
Well, I mean, that explosion threw him right into the helicopter, so he was flying.
Well, he wasn't needed in makeup anymore, was he? Because his character's gone now. He's toast.
Yeah.
So we get to the General, Homer Phillips. What a name. He's a Homer. Do you know any Homers?
No.
And there we go. Yeah, Dutch survived. He beat the Predator. He didn't get a T-shirt. And there's the chopper. And old Homer's, he's only a 2-star general. That's a bit shit, really. And Anna's there.
Yeah, absolutely. On the subject of that, somebody mentioned to me posted on Twitter that the only reason that the Predator, the first movie, did so well was because there are no women in it. Conveniently forgetting Anna, who is the first person on screen to have survived a direct Predator encounter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And who actually understood it and was explaining to them what it was.
Is she hot by Central American standards?
Yeah, I'd have a go on that.
Yeah, just
really
the unfortunate push in from her front teeth is.
Even though your foreskin's going to rot off, Matt.
Well,
totally worth it.
anyway,
She's got jungle minge. She's been living in the fucking jungle for at least a couple of years. Probably grew up there too. She's probably got a scorpion behind her flaps. You know, you need to watch out, mate.
I think the chance to read their
yeah. Normally, you have to pay extra for that around here.
Did you get crabs? No, I got scorpions.
Scorpions.
Turn around over here.
Bend over.
Well, according to the Dark Horse comics, the extended universe of Predator, sadly for Dutch died of leukemia several months after this.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He probably got it from Anna.
That's according to his brother, Schaefer, in the comic book.
Well, then I guess it is a tactical nuke.
Well, no, we know that he banged Anna now. That explains.
Well, he's not going to get her up the stick, is he? Because he's a Jaffa now.
Yep.
And I don't mean the kind from Stargate SG-1.
Not from Stargate? No.
If you've absolutely enjoyed the stream tonight, please do like it. Give us a like. Comment below as well. What are your favorite bits of this movie? Because surely we've got to get people talking about this. Oh, Brian, why? Why? He says, get in the bin, Dark Horse. Oh, no.
Yeah, because we all know from Predator Killer of Killers that Dutch is in cryogenic stasis.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Brian says hot by lead standard. Oh, dear. This is good. Punchable Face says, I thought thick bush was dense jungle.
That's actually a joke from Platoon as well. The movie.
Oh, yeah. Well,
bad bush was between an old Mama San's legs.
Oh, yeah. That was absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed doing this. Like I say, this has been a long time coming. Next week, we're going to raise the stakes a little bit because we've got Trek December coming up, as I keep badgering people about. But suffice to say, I thought I'd treat everybody next week to Galaxy Quest.
The best movie.
Nice.
I thought that'd be a nice lead in, you know, the last show of November being Galaxy Quest. And then we've got 6 weeks of Trek coming up, 5 weeks in December. So we're doing the motion picture, The Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, The Voyage Home, and The Undiscovered Country, because Star Trek 5 is an absolute pile of shite.
Get in the bin. 5 is better than 3.
It's not.
No, I don't know about that.
3 is far superior. There's more visual shots in that.
3 is basically trying to undo 2. 5 actually had an interesting idea that it was.
Well,
pursuing.
blame Leonard Nimoy for that and Harve Bennett for trying to milk the franchise for all it was worth. So you can put that down to other people within the franchise. But anyway, moving swiftly on, I want to say thank you to Z, thank you to Emperor J. Goodwin, the oldest gamer, and Matt from Going to the Pictures. Like I say, like the video, and if you're new here, give us a sub, won't you? Because I would really appreciate that. We're back next week for Galaxy Quest from 9 p.m. next coming Tuesday here on Just Great Movies. Thank you, everybody. Next week on Just Great Movies, join us for Galaxy Quest.
Hey, don't open that! It's an alien planet! Is there air? You don't know!
Seems okay.
Nobody ever said that on Star Trek. Not one single red shirt. So join me and the panel next week as we chat about this absolutely amazing film that's more Star Trek than modern day Star Trek. Just in time for Trek December.
Oh, that's not right. No.
Thank you to everyone that helps support the channel. If you'd like to help, go over to Patreon right now. It's patreon.com/TrevRetro. And a massive thank you to Paul Dickinson.
This December, Just Great Movies explores the greatest science fiction franchise of all time.